What is up, y'all? It is every other Wednesday night on Three Star Draw. That means it is time for the Backyard Battlefield with me down south, 77 Three Star Draw, and my brother to the north.
Crusty old crow. How's it going?
Cut you off.
I never know what to do with that pause.
How long was this? So
2, 3, 4.
yeah. I'm actually rewatching Game of Thrones right now, and I got to that part, and I was like,
Are you? I don't have a carrier that has those seasons anymore. Otherwise, I'd jump right in on rewatching that. That'd be a good watch. What season are you on right now?
7.
Oh, you're almost done.
Yeah, I'm getting on up there. It started out as one of those watch it in the background just to have something on things. And
Yeah.
when I got to season 3, I'm like, all right, well now I just got to find something else for background noise because now I want to watch it. So that's how it goes sometimes.
That's me in The Walking Dead. The first 4 seasons, I think, of The Walking Dead are like background noise I rely on, or The Office, all seasons of The Office.
All right. So how you getting along? You had some more snow up there in Canada, right?
Yeah, and thank you for pronouncing it the wrong tongue, Nick Canada. I like that. It's beautiful. It's okay. Canada was totally named after a mispronunciation, a misunderstanding of what the word meant. But no, it's fine. We got hit by a blizzard last night here in Ottawa, so it was. I was talking to you backstage. It was my son's 15th birthday, and everything was canceled because nobody could get out on the roads. It was just too sketchy. But it's done now. Like we're fine today. But
have you had him out driving? What is the legal age in Canada you can get your license? Is it 16?
16, but you can get your learner's permit, I think, at 14 or 15. I think they reduced it to 14. I'm not quite sure. He doesn't have it in hand yet, but I've been taking him in parking lots and stuff. And when we went out to the cottage, I let him drive back roads with the car and things like that. And,
Nice.
and he's constantly studying because he wants to get his motorcycle license, right? So it's just like, yeah, you got to learn how to drive 4 wheels before you go 2. It's now just like starting all over, like.
Yep. Gotta relearn. You have to unlearn what you have learned.
Well, yeah, I want you to watch all the motorcycles that piss off other drivers for a little while first before you go become one of them, right? Like, there's good riders and there's bad riders.
Yeah, just don't put him on a crotch rocket.
Well, I don't think if I'm getting a vote on any of it, I'm putting him in bubble wrap and packing him away till he's 40. But I mean, I don't get that vote, right? So off he goes. Off you fuck, son.
Yeah. All right. Well, we recovered from our ice storm down here a couple of weeks ago. It's finally back to now it's fake spring. It's what we call faux spring down here. It's been last 2 days it was in the low 70s here, and today it was like 58 or something. So just enough to make people put their winter coats and their waterproof boots and shit away. And then in 2 weeks, when we get the actual snow, everybody's like, damn it, has to drag it back out. Happens every year. I don't know why people do it, but every year.
Yeah. The better part of wishful thinking, right?
Yep. So mine's still piled up by the door. So all right, that's enough weather talk. We're not gonna do 30 minutes of weather talk tonight.
These people have weather. Let's say hi to them.
Everybody tell me what the temperature was.
Put your temperatures in, and then we'll discuss each one of them. 48 is much better than 46.
We're going to talk about the jet stream and El Nino. Every time I hear the weather talk about El Nino, I think about next Friday with Ice Cube.
Oh,
that where it's like, heard El Nino, I'm El Negro. Every time I hear him say it on the news, that's what I think of now.
I was years without seeing that movie. I've never seen Friday.
Oh my god!
Yeah, don't tell Ice Cube.
Who are you?
What's he gonna do?
No,
You heard it here. Crow challenges Ice Cube to a fight. What?
You definitely need to watch Friday. Yeah,
I get the comedy. It's a fine, it's not a disrespect. It wasn't like I avoided it. It's just it's not something I've ever gone out of my way. It's never been on when I've been surfing for a movie. It's just, but you've heard of it always. And I probably heard a billion quotes from it always, right?
there's about a billion quotes in it, so it
Yeah.
is worth seeking out to watch. So just let me tell you. So let's go ahead and say hi to the chat before we get too far along here. So we got Dave here, Triple D's Dungeons, saying, "Play that funky music, white boys." So Dave got Pop Blender checking in, saying, "Have fun. I'm getting an a ass kicking at work. That's good though. That means making some money."
Yeah.
Got PB11B teleporting in, saying, "Here we go," from over on your channel. Let's see. You got Paul Morales is here. What's going on, Paul? Got SCS Dog saying, "Aloha. What's up, my man?"
I've got a sneeze here, guys. I'm recovering from a cold right now. So if you see me doing a lot of this, it's not that much snow in my area. Okay, it's me. Just I've got a cold.
It's a different snow.
Yeah, and if I'm going off camera, sometimes the sneeze will take a little while to get out.
That'll work. Fair enough. Let's see. You got Stu for lunch here. What's up, Stu? Oh, let's see. Sabir Del Norte's in the house.
What's going on, buddies?
Darren Crow of the North, Pop, and everybody else. What's up? Frank Doom on you. Let's see. Paul Morales. What's up? Got Billy Butch teleporting in from the Crusty Old Crow Network. Who
coming over, guys?
Who got a nice delivery today? I saw on Instagram.
Billy did.
Yeah, he got a Vanguard today.
I don't even have one of those yet. Still kind of
waiting.
Well, no, yeah, still waiting. Technically, I suppose I could be. No, it's like one of those ones where it's kind of like, yeah, now that I've had so many big vehicles, I'd like to revisit the Vanguard and see how it all held up against, the other stuff.
I have the mystery one, and it's been in my cart for like
Same here.
It's $99 for the. You can't beat it.
No, and that's just it. I'm like, if I'm going to do it, I might as well just roll the dice. I mean, you could get the pink one, you could get a weathered whatever color, like you never know. And you get a fig and you get some accessories. Like, come on, it's nickels and dimes by comparison to most stuff.
Sean Jones is here. What's going on, Backyard Boys in chat? What's good? Let's see. Got Starfighter is here. What's up, Starfighter? Finally got an excellent Daredevil. I agree. The Secret War stuff. I agree. That is the Daredevil I've been waiting for.
Yeah, we're going to talk about. Do we have any picks of that stuff tonight?
No, I didn't save them.
Okay. No, that's fine. Let's finish talking about the chat. We'll touch on the Marvel stuff a bit, because it's all up already, right? Like,
it went up today.
Yeah.
I don't think the Muse and Bullseye. I don't think that went up.
No, but I found out something interesting about that. But like I said, we'll hit that after the chat. We'll stick to a format of some sort.
All right. Sean Jones is here. Sunny and 9 on Vancouver Island.
Yeah. Oh, there we go. That's the V in the island, right?
Yeah, it's the VI.
But no relation.
No, he's the good person from the VI. Carlos Salinas checking in, saying, "Damn."
Yes, yeah, I know that's Friday. That's Chris Tucker. Yeah,
Chris Tucker's gonna get you. He needs that royalty money. Never opened his Vanguard. Graf is here. What's up, Graf?
Yeah, brother. What's going on? Good to have you guys here tonight. And I imagine people can bounce in and out of chats. We know there's other streams going on and we understand, but we appreciate the time you guys do spend here. We're getting to the end here.
Kyle Jackson is here, teleporting in. What's up, Kyle?
This is K Skills, guys. If you guys see on my channel, I did a review of a female eel. That's the guy who made it, and Kyle, I got a package. I'm going to be sending out to you the next week or so. It's just I'm trying to find the right box for it, just to try and save a little bit of shipping. So, if all the boxes I have are huge, and what I'm sending you isn't as big as some of these boxes I have. So,
I just run into that very problem myself.
Yeah.
Bobby Wald is here saying I like Muse and Bullseye for Dreadnought background characters.
Yeah. So, but they're Pulse exclusive.
Ah, okay. I didn't watch the stream. I just went back.
Yeah, it's why you're not seeing them in the same ordering right now.
Well, they're gonna sell out quick.
Well, I have an update on that, so we'll let me know when we're done the chat. We can get the Marvel talk out of the way because there's not a lot to say about it all.
As soon as we say hi to Turk Murphy, Checkpoint Bravo, I think we are at the end. Sean liked it on both streams. Thank you. And
thank you, Sean.
Crow's got a huge box.
Crow's always got a huge box. All right. Yeah. So the Marvel Legends stream, right? The Secret Wave characters, they were Constrictor, Falcon, Ilyana, Daredevil, and there was one more, Absorbing Man. And if you had watched the chat, like you could see right away the glaring differences. Like Absorbing Man's absorbing exactly nothing. But the Daredevil was a huge standout. And that's one I think I already have on pre-order already. So is the Ilyana Rasputin Magic for the New Mutants was a big standout. And that one I'm really happy to see because I bought the most recent Magic one, the one where she's the all black one, like in the black outfit. And that buck was so fragile, that arm snapped like the first day I got it out of the box. So I'm glad to have another one. But the Muse and Bullseye set are going to be a Pulse exclusive. Now, what I wanted to say about it was I was talking to the management over at the store I go to, Toys on Fire, and sometimes your smaller retailers here in Canada will get offered the Pulse exclusive stuff because it's in Canada and it's harder to get through the Pulse. Such is the understanding of it. So that's the next thing I'm going to check on my small neighborly retailer experiments is just like what kind of accessible doors are actually open just going through him that can dodge some shipping and handling shit. Right?
Yeah, it'd be great if you can get them through there. Yeah, I haven't looked at these today, so I knew he was going to sell out. That is such a good looking figure.
It is, and it's that's the one I think everybody's been waiting on for quite a while. Right. And I think it's the one that the guys who had the Netflix Punisher, they wished it was this, to some degree.
And I bought the Punisher and I still have not got that Daredevil. And I see it and I'm like, I need that Daredevil. But now that this one is, I'm gonna get this one. This is exactly what I want in a Daredevil figure.
Yeah, that was exactly the feeling I had too. Like I was starting to wish I had bought the Netflix one just to have the symmetry of the collection, but it wasn't quite the Daredevil I wanted. Here he is.
So. I will probably still get that one whenever I find it on sale somewhere because it's gonna go on sale. Probably.
I feel like Daredevil Dave will have this as his pocket figure at Joe Fest.
Let's see. When's June 1st? Very well. He very well may.
Yeah, he could very well.
So I like the Constrictor. I think the Constrictor looks pretty good.
So the preformed coils is kind of annoying to me, but yeah, I mean, it's fine. I don't see many Constrictor figures out there, but then again, I'm not really versed in how long Marvel Legends has been going and what figures they did make back a while ago.
Now, I think, if I'm not mistaken, when the end Secret Wars, this one was Constrictor was only released in like Brazil or something, like or maybe Europe. Maybe it was Europe. It seems like Constrictor was that one, and then of course the Iceman.
And then this is the other thing that draws me off is, and we'll talk about it when we get there. But I'm like, most of these characters I recognize as being in Secret Wars, but I found it really interesting the Ilyana Rasputin magic getting thrown into the lump because I don't remember her role in Secret Wars being even noticeable, right? Like I was questioning whether she was ever in it, and it would have been probably around the same time New Mutants were just starting as a comic, right? But
I don't remember her in Secret Wars, but I mean, I didn't collect all of those. I had some,
mhm.
I had a few of them, but
So Secret Wars 2, yes, right? Like I could understand it if this is Secret Wars 2, but Secret Wars 1, when they went to the Beyonders battle world, right? Like closest I could remember is Colossus was there, and that's her brother.
right.
Yeah.
Um, I don't think this figure looks all that good, but people must really want it if it's sold out. But
Oh, I
this
think it
stuff
looks
looks good.
per-
Do you?
perfect for her. Yeah, for her, yeah. I
Okay,
think it's
I
good.
don't really know the character that well, so
Yeah, it's the school colors and then still tying her character, like her arm is unique to her powers, right? It's her
right.
soul armor. But and that's the thing is I don't think the soul armor was really appearing back in the time Secret Wars was going on. So this is almost like a modernized Ilyana Rasputin under the Secret Wars flag, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good pose, showing off that articulation that you can get her to set Indian style or almost Indian style. That's we have no background behind that, so she might be like
At,
that.
at worst, you buy one of these and that look at that. Wouldn't that look good on a Crimson Guard buck, that head?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's almost a head that maybe they should have put with the Crimson Guard chick.
Mhm.
Oh, let's see. So yeah, so we got the
I
Dare
have
or
that. Yeah.
Ghost Rider had gone up the other
Yeah.
day. And
I pre-ordered that one. I
I
you,
like it, but it's just
the
I,
more you look at that bike, the more good it is. And I'm one of the guys that got suckered into buying the little 3 3/4 because Toys R Us had it on a clearance. So I got it for like $2. And now that is an exact replica of what I have, just with more detail. So I
okay.
wanted a larger scale of it, but that bike is badass,
I
right?
like I like the bike. I don't like the red. I asked the question the other night when Lawrence was talking about it, and it's comic accurate from his early days. It was red,
Well,
but
and that's the thing, and you just said it right there. You like the bike, but you hate the red. And Evil Dookie just joined us in the chat, and his mind works a lot like mine. I'll display this until I'm tired of looking at it, until I remind myself Ghost Rider was never my favorite character, anyways, right? And that bike will serve such a great purpose down the road, I'm sure. But in the meantime, it's really cool. And like I said, I have another Marvel Legends Ghost Rider bike. It can be racing, so there's balance to it. But
I mean, I like the detailing in it and all. I just don't want like the red very much. So,
yeah,
um, Evil Dookie is here. We also have Ultra Minch, Minch,
Mensch. Oh, Ultra Mensch. He's Ultra
Ultra Minch.
Mensch. He's
Teleport.
Ultra Mensch.
What's going on? Oh, let's see. And we also have where to go? Where to go? Hinderer Collect
Oh,
41.
okay. Hinder Collector is somebody I've been watching a little while who he best as I can tell, and you can correct the guys in the chat and introduce yourself a little bit there. But out of Texas, has a channel that started making knives, was also a toy collector. And I really got into watching just how much Hinder Collector enjoys seeing the some of the older figures from the line, like through new eyes, right? And so,
Yeah.
welcome to the channel, welcome to the chat, and good to have you here, guys. And go check out his channel there, guys, if you want to just kind of relive. But like I said, the joy of opening a figure and remembering, God, yeah, that's how I felt.
Nice. It'd be good to remember that feeling sometimes because
It
sometimes you don't.
is. Yeah,
Uh,
it's just like going, yeah, that's exactly how I felt before I became so cynical.
yeah, before that's right, before the cynicism took over. Uh,
Absolutely. Yeah.
Stanley Everhard here saying, here for a short bit. I have a field trip tomorrow. Stanley, did you celebrate when the Seahawks won? I know that's not your main team, but it is your city. So did you party Sunday? All right, let's see. Yep, welcome to the chat, Hendra. Um, so we did get these Marvel Legends. So somebody brought up Daredevil, so might as well look at it because it's a good figure.
Yeah.
Uh, so
Now, do we
uh,
have sights of Maximum Thor on there? That's the other big
it's
bark.
it didn't go up yet, so it's
Oh,
not.
okay, good.
False. I could probably find it. So
No, we can bitch about him another day.
let's see. Hold on. Trying to find something that find a site where I can breeze through
I
all
don't
the.
even know did they show the box in the stream or did they just show the figure? Not
I don't
sure.
know, but I've got it right here, so
Oh,
I'll
okay.
pull it up. Might
Look at
as
me
well.
sabotage you. Eh? You were all ready to be done with Marvel, and I was like, no, wait, Thor.
No, there's this Thor.
This. Yeah.
What do you think about this?
So I really, really, really was a hard advocate that we needed a maximum Thor because it,
Yeah,
like 100% needed it. I wasn't in love with this thing when I saw it. Maybe it's the head sculpts I didn't like. There was just, I know it's a good reflection of the Thor, like mid 2010s and on, like what he's been looking like and things like that. But it got mentioned in the chat where everybody couldn't stop focusing on it. How do you have a maximum Thor with two virtually almost identical Mjolnirs? Sure, but you don't have the spinning hammer effect after it's already been produced in the line.
yeah.
Like if that is an expression of Thor, what is?
I watched the stream because I missed the live stream for this, so I listened and kind of watched a recap. I said a recap. That's what some of
Yeah,
them are from another channel, and was talking about it and pointed that out. I was like, "Holy shit! They did not give you the swinging hammer. How?"
yeah.
Um, I don't think this looks bad. Like, I mean, I think it looks fine. I'm not crazy about the head sculpts. I think the unhelmeted head looks like a drag queen.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure. I was watching. Well, I was watching displaying model behavior. They were the one. He was the one that
That's
was
who I
streaming.
watched.
Yeah, and yes, good point. I should actually mention that. That was a good time watching that stream because a lot of what I'm saying it comes out in the comments, and then you all start saying it, right? And I don't know if I heard drag queen tossed around in the comments, but
No, that was just yeah. Oh, the comments. I don't know, but yeah, I
yeah.
know that was the first thing I thought when he was showing this
Well,
figure.
and it shows why. Like, if you're able to zoom in on that face, so either Darren can do it or you guys at home are able to zoom the screen in. Like,
I
there
can.
is something really off about this Thor's facial expressions that I'm just like, it's Thor, but it's not the Thor I picture.
Well, I know in that stream when he was going over it, he was talking about the jawline, and it's
Yeah.
somewhere in the jaw and the cheeks for me.
Yeah, it's almost like it's a partially a mockery of like the Greek strongman, like Greek mythology strongman or Norse mythology strongman, like just this huge honking skull, right? And it lacks any kind of depth to it.
And I'm trying to
Yes,
take
Queen.
yes,
Yes,
queen.
Queen.
Um, Ultimate Thor with silly string, aerosol can not included.
Yeah.
Um, I like I like all of it, but I don't know, and do like Thor. I like comic Thor. Man, I don't know if it's something that I need. I don't have a Thor figure. I actually have the old Toy Biz Thor somewhere in a
I
tote
don't even have that.
downstairs. But I had a few of those Toy Biz Legends, and I like the classic colors better, but I really dig this outfit. But something about just not having the spinning Mjolnir and those head sculpts, because there's no way, like, the figure's good, cloth cape,
Mhm.
the costume looks good, but he has those 2 heads, and that's what you get with him.
And that's what it boils down to, right?
What
Like,
he
just
plays
like Hulk, I didn't like any of the head sculpts for the Hulk going into it, but eventually I was like, every other good thing about this figure is just enough to tip the scales to get me to pick it up anyways, right? And yeah, I've gotten used to the head sculpt, but do you ever see the Hulk on display on my back shelves anywhere? Like, it's just it's and this will be Thor for me. I will buy Thor because I like you. I don't have a Thor. I don't even have a Toy Biz one. And I like having my Avengers represented one by one on the shelves. I don't care which line of comic they came from, right? I could have a 1960s Black Widow standing next to yesterday's Iron Man and tomorrow's Captain America. I'm fine with it. The soft goods I thought was great, but now I feel like that when I look at it on the shelf, that's going to give me the effect where I'm going to be like, now my other Marvel Legends look a little bit more piss poor if they have a cape, right?
Well, it sets a standard that anything they do, I mean, in this Maximum line, any superhero in this line better damn well have a soft goods cape with bendy wire in it.
Mm. And what burns me out is like that buck, everything from the neck down. I'm all about that. Like, I don't
Yeah.
hate this Thor. I just think they failed with this Thor by not doing a very almost obvious thing. Like, it's so implied it was said, you know. Um, but I know I'm gonna end up having this, and then when I see a new Thor figure with a better head, I'm gonna be like, no, I kind of want that to just put the head on that, you know, like.
Yeah, if it fits, I mean, hopefully it fits. I wouldn't mind that idea. Get this Maximum Thor and then swap the head onto it from a more classic looking, um, like, you know, different Thor, whatever.
Yeah.
Starfighter saying also tomorrow is Thursday, Torsdag in Scandinavia. It's Thursday in America too, called Thursday.
Yeah. Here in
uh,
Canada, I'll look it up, but I'm going to get back to you. But I'm pretty
yeah,
sure it's the same.
let us know. Let us know. What's it called in Canada?
Thursday.
Thursday.
Emphasis on the A.
The A. That's pretty
Yeah.
good. Very,
Every
very
day
good.
ends in A.
Yeah. It's always A in Canada.
Yeah. You guys are the ones who've been saying it all wrong.
That's right. Matthew Matson jumping in saying the 80th Thor is still the best, but since Vala designed it, Dwight will never re-release it, and you are probably right about that.
I'm sorry, but I know Matthew knows these guys by their names in a way that I never will. But when he threw in Dwight, all I pictured is Dwight's shirt from The Office, just shaking his head, going, "No,
You
I will not."
can't do this again. I like that they give him his horn for his mead. That's cool. You don't like
Would
that?
it been so bad to sling it or make it connectable? Like, does it connect to his vest anywhere? Because otherwise, it's just another. It's like Deadpool's chimichanga. Oh, that's cute.
Yeah.
Into the bag, you know. I like the lightning effects, but
Yeah,
even
like,
those I don't think are new to the line, are they?
are they the same ones that came with that Electro? I don't
That's
know.
what I'm wondering. If it's the Jamie Foxx
Looks,
Electro effects, or
looks like it.
somebody in the chat might know.
Yeah, I don't know. I do. I like it. Yeah, it'd be cool if it had a clip or something on it where you could put it on his chest strap, like the Mythic Legions. I mean, they do that. That shit never stays clipped on there, but the thought is there.
Okay, it just occurred to me, like I love this picture, by the way. I'm a
Yeah,
sucker for the dumb little knickknacks. Give it to me. I don't care. I'm paying for the set. Give me whatever. Yeah, sometimes it's a waste of plastic. I think this is a waste of plastic for people that are looking for more purposeful things, but for people that collected comics, having Throg is really cool. And all I could picture is him riding on the back of Fiona, or fighting the polar bear or any of the Joe animals. Just it's going to interact well.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's pretty neat. I like that. That's a good picture there with him.
yeah.
And Matthew reminding us Thursday comes from Thursday. Mm,
Ah, that's probably the nature of the context or the what we were talking about earlier. Why Thursday even came up.
yeah.
Scandinavian. We weren't making the connection to the Thor
No,
bit.
I wasn't. I was like, I thought that was a weird thing to throw out, but now
I gets it now.
let's see. I might as well hold on. I'll pull this off, and while we are talking about these, I'll look and see if I can find any pictures of the Muse.
Yes, because it's the bullseye that I really like, but Muse is bangers. Like right out of the comic. Good to go. And the discussion was, I believe, if you remember, on display model behavior. Interesting now when they make it a Pulse exclusive, kind of the constraints come off of for blood effects
Yeah,
with Marvel,
yeah,
right? Yeah.
yeah. Very, very gory Muse.
Well, Muse is like I think his powers come from like hemoglobin, basically. So like
Well, see, I didn't. I mean, I didn't even know who Muse was until I watched the Born Again. Like, I don't, I never really read Daredevil, so all of his villains, I read him when he crossed over with stuff, but
mhm.
I didn't even know who Muse was. I had to look it up after somebody told me about it.
Yeah, I don't think I'm remembering his powers right at all. I know he had powers, and I know that his median for art was the victim's bloods,
Yeah,
basically. I mean, it's just like they showed in the show. And in the comic, they went way darker than Netflix did. Right? Like he was around a lot longer than he was in the show.
yeah. This is a damn good looking set. I am astonished that they went as heavy as they did with the blood effects on this dude. I mean, he's got a knife with blood on it and a bat with
Yeah.
blood on it. I think it looks great.
Can I call up comments here? No, I
I don't
can't.
know.
No, I'm trying to. So Starfighter's asking, is that Bloodshot? Bloodshot was valiant, but I could definitely see sign of some of the similarities, the way the white and the black is balanced for sure. But no, totally different character. Now this, I like this. This is a pretty badass bullseye. I
Yeah,
didn't see that one coming.
this is a good looking figure. I do like this. This is more of the bullseye that I like that I know. And he's, I mean, very all the knives, all the pouches with the throwing knives.
Hmm.
Give him the sniper rifle too.
Give him the goddamn gun, yes. Like Bullseye without a rifle was always kind of like going, okay, so that's the fun, playful Bullseye, but he's a contract killer. Of course, he's got a rifle.
Yep, and you get the bloody head with the grin. That like it's perfect.
Oh, hang on though, he's got a tomahawk, so doesn't he have to be a cowboy? It's Cowboy Bullseye.
Cowboy bullseye coming this weekend. So, this is a good looking 2-pack, man. I like the hand with the knives in it. Like that's great.
Yeah, that's a real workable set for me. And I mean, like having the different heads for Bullseye, I know I'll use one and not the other, but I that this one kind of blew my mind a little bit as far as I didn't see it coming and Pulse exclusive. Oh yeah, I'll get one for sure.
And these are again not being the hugest Daredevil fan. Like I don't really. I mean, of course, I know who Bullseye is, and now I know who Muse is. But like, this is just a good looking set of figures
For
for
sure. And
for anything.
Evil Dookie said it, and I saw it the same way. Evil Dookie likes to do customized knocks. I like to do customized, like I call them mutant hunting soldiers, right? Like just tactical Joes. And both of these bucks look like something that could be reused really well if you're into the repainting some of the bit and things like that.
Yeah, they look pretty solid. Oh, see, we got Cooter's Garage coming in saying, "What's up,
Well,
everybody?"
I just
Let's
noticed his Cooter's profile picture. Is that Bobcat Goldthwait?
Yeah, it's Zed from Police Academy.
Okay, that's. I just finally got a screen big enough where I saw it this time. I was like,
Yeah.
oh.
And then Carlos saying it reminds me of the movie The Warriors. Yeah, a little bit with Muse. Yeah, can
Yeah.
see it. So there are the Marvel Legends things from yesterday. So let's see what else we got. So we got tonight, we're gonna look at the Joe renders. We're gonna talk about just a couple of random things. We are gonna look at the G.I. Joe Day stuff, and of course we are gonna talk about the elephant in the room from today. And after we get through that stuff, of course, the our title for tonight is Back to the 70s. We're going to take a look at some of the 70s Joe stuff from like 70 to 76. We got a couple websites we're going to pull up and kind of look at some of the sets that might be cool if G.I. Joe branches out into doing different things, kind of like what the Legacy series is.
That's
Adventure.
right. That's right. Right. Just more resources available to Hasbro that there's never really a lot of discussion about. It all seems to be about 82 and up. It's like Joe was around a lot longer than that.
So I thought that'd be fun. Crow, that was something Crow suggested. So I'm like, yeah, we can do that. Some of these Adventure Team sets are pretty cool, and we keep talking about wanting accessory packs and different things you can do with your figures. So
Mhm.
we're going to that's some of the stuff we're going to talk about. But first, we've got to ask the question: you got any new toys?
Oh, no.
Um,
I think it'd
I
be
got
faster if we asked you first.
let's okay. I'll go over mine, which I had last week. If you watch Seven's Wild with me and Pop Blender, so very quickly I will show you all I have picked up, which is the female Crimson Guard with her. The more I look at it, more comically too large for her backpack, but still a good figure. Crimson Guard with boobs and
Boobs.
boobs, boobs, and then I got your boy Zap,
Yeah.
who in this lighting I have on looks suspiciously African American, but that is not Stalker. That is
Why
Zap.
did you have to say suspiciously and African American? What are you getting at?
Because I don't want anybody to think I'm trying to race swap Zap here. I'm just
Mm.
suspiciously like I'm messing with him,
Well,
trying
I'll
to.
tell you what's suspicious about it is he's got his thumbs.
I know, like that was a huge fail. Was not giving this guy hands with no thumbs. I did have a very good comment though on this video. Was somebody somebody said you could get an alternate set of hands from somebody else. All these
Yeah.
extra hands we've got, and just snip the
Well,
off and put them on Zap.
so I've been advocate for that too. Like if you're missing hands, because I was like I didn't mention that in my Footloose video, but I could have done that at any point. Use somebody else's hands, and just
Yeah,
been like, yeah, my own problem solved, right? But Zap has a flesh tone that's going to be hard to match, right? Like now
yeah.
you're narrowing it down even more. You're like, it's in between everything else I have.
I'll solve that problem if I ever get that snake eyes in the bear. I'll just give him the radioactive hands, and
The glowy hands, yeah, or just black gloved hands. It's fine. Lord
yeah,
knows Mutt and Law come with enough hands between the two of them.
yeah. Mud has
Mm.
the gloved ones. So,
Yeah.
but Zap's cool. Um, I he's very basic, very bland, but I mean that's what Zap should be. You don't expect a lot out of Zap, and he fits in as well as you think that he should, or you want him to, with the the OG 13. So we're down to two. Then there were two.
And you didn't get crazy legs yet.
I did not get Crazy Legs. I actually saw him again today. I went in Yojo Depot, because I was hoping maybe he'd have got in some of the new guys from Entertainment Earth, and he hadn't got them yet because he's got cases ordered, and they only put two up single. they don't have the whole cases available yet for some reason. So he didn't have any. So, but I looked at Crazy Legs again today, and I passed on him again. So no,
You are
I didn't get
you
him.
are showing such restraint. I'm proud of you and I'm frustrated with you at the same time because I couldn't do that. I'd be like, no, second time, I'm just buying him and getting it over with because we know I'm going to end up with him.
I'm gonna have to show some considerable restraint this year. So, Carlos saying he found a $40 stinger at Walmart. I I, I don't
Carlos,
want
where
to.
area are you again?
I don't want to see any $40 stingers because if just because of the discount,
Hmm.
I might buy one, and I still never opened my second one.
Well, and that's just it. I've done one stinger repaint. I would thought I was good, but I could always be happy to do another. Like stingers aren't hard to find spots for, you know.
No, and Sabir's saying I got
Dallas Fort Worth. Okay.
Lifeline and Hit and Run today. I didn't order them from Amazon because when they put them up and they were available, I made it in time, but Amazon's selling them for $29.99, and I'm not paying surge prices for it. And they're not one of these figures is worth $30 to me.
Yeah.
So, um,
So, well, why don't I show? I've got all the figures here. I'm going to go over what I got this week. We'll just bash on here
no, we
after we
need to
say
take
hi to.
a close look at everything you got this week. You racked up.
Has anyone cried about female snake eyes yet? You mean the one I've had for 2 years? Don
Yeah,
Moreno?
we hadn't got that far yet. We're getting there.
So
Um,
yeah, no.
what's
This
up?
is a
What's up, Pump?
this is a custom I did back when I was painting figures and doing customs that way instead of kit bashes of Don Moreno. So yes, I got my pre-order going in for Don Moreno today. So, but yeah, that was just in the background because I wanted to show it after I heard Don Moreno's coming. And no, I'm not crying about it. Let me put it there. Got my second Night Viper today. If you guys are watching my reviews, like you'll hear me. I didn't sound all that excited about the Night Viper, but it is one of the strongest figs in the wave. It's just I was really kind of hung up on the blank black. I really wanted just at least one knot of color on this to make it
At
there, but
least some green to make it match the two
just
other colors of green.
anything because there's padding and there's tech on here and there's like gridding, like a depth of a vent or something on there. There's just enough in there to justify even a lightest dry brush of the hint, right? Just
Yeah.
to say it's there because this figure was really strong, but I managed to pick up my second one of those today. And then the rest of the line, but um, we don't need to talk about Mole Trooper. And I think a Punk with Toys just put out his review on Lifeline today. And I don't think he was finding much difference than I was about some of the stuff. We were both kind of making similar remarks or in our own different ways about some of the kit with Lifeline. But I'm going to show everybody Hit and Run before they get them now because it's something I say in my video that they didn't explain very well. And I think they should have. And that's kind of how his cabling works is they don't show on the back. Like everybody could figure this out, but their photos don't let you figure it out and they don't explain it in their art photos and promo photos. But you have to tie this to the T-bar after you throw it through the loop and then twine it around the T-bar and put the T-bar into his loop. This is his climbing brake and you need that there to keep him from sliding off the string, right? Because that's your tie off point for him. You can feed it like Shark Eyes discovered. If you open up the basket and you feed the string through here and then close the basket, and that's going to be your 80s version of the hang down effect that they used to have, right? But you do have to tie it to the T-bar, and this is his brake. So you'll see him in photos holding that. And that's the repelling sliding brake that climbers use. So I commended that for them because they had to jury rig this to make it work on a
Yeah.
6-inch scale, right? This isn't like doing these things back when they were 3 3/4, right? So I thought Hit and Run was actually a better figure than the Night Viper, but the Night Viper was just cool, really cool.
Hit and Run so far from what I've seen is looking like the prize pig of this wave.
Yeah, and I mean, he could have been disastrous. Like I said, I liked this bag in my video. It's got the machete and everything, but I told everybody I don't like the fact that they didn't put color, at least one hint of color somewhere on this kit that they've worked so hard on. But I get it. But the like this could have been such a disaster, but they've made it semi pivotal. But I agree, kind of with what Shark Eyes was saying. It was it's kind of awkward to pose him with it on there sometimes. Like it wants to ride up sometimes. There's only certain ways you can carry this bag, otherwise you're ditching it. But I think this is a pretty good figure. All of these would have been better with just a touch of paint on the
I
kit.
like him set up the way you've got him there, and I'm glad you showed how to do that because when I watched Shark Eyes review, like 5 months ago of Hit
Mhm.
and Run, and I saw kind of the way he was setting him up, and he was kind of frustrated with the setup, and I was like, man, that's kind of janky, but I'm glad to know there's another way to do it, to do a true rappel form, so I
Yeah,
can
like
have him by Alpine.
yeah, and I can get him doing things like the Aussie rappel where he's like running down the wall. Like
Yeah,
it's fine. It's a very functional figure. It's just like I said, I think more people are gonna like the Night Vipers. But that wasn't the big thing that I got. You guys can see it up there. This was the big thing that I'm working on the video today. I'm gonna one hand it. One
oh,
hand. Think I should one hand it.
mm,
Check this out
that
though. Watch the tracks. Right?
it's so pretty.
I am I am slow going. I'm just getting the footage for the reviews on this, but guys, I want to let you know between this and the Phalanx, I am going to label this as the masterpiece of the Gridiron collection right now, as far as real world military goes. And you guys know I effing love the Phalanx. Like I worked on a lab for God's sakes. I have crewed these. I've commanded these. These are the most identical army vehicle out there, and he did this up for Nom. Like, look at he weathered these. These have weathering, like that faded
Yeah,
U.S. circle star there, everything like that. And it gave me a better spot for wild build than sticking them in a dragonfly where I stopped looking at them.
yeah. That thing looks great. So do you like it better than the Phalanx?
It's not a matter of better or worse. They balance each other out so well. Like, and it's affordability. Like this is what it's about practicality, right? This is taking up just a little bit less space, but it can occupy more types of shelves. Where the Phalanx can take maybe about 13 figures, this sits at between 8 and 9, right? Until you put a turret on it. But what Mark is doing over at Gridiron is, he's employing his painter more to give you more realistic weathering on
Yeah,
the track and road wheels and things like this. And he's trying to do problem solving. Like one of the things, this door it sits on friction, but we didn't have this with the Phalanx, and this is what labs have, right? It's an opening back door that is also the
ramp.
back ramp, right? He now packs his light separately than it was connected before, right? So nothing's, you put it all together. It's got so much functionality and parts to it. Like I am taking a long time just trying to find faults with it.
Yeah,
There's things I would have been like, yeah, okay, that's not as great as I'd hope. Oh my god, that's amazing. Like this does pop open a little bit more than I'd like it to, but I know his next vehicle that won't be there. Like
yeah, yeah. It's a process. So I think that thing looks great. I wouldn't mind having one, and I like the ambulance kit that they did for it.
yeah.
I think he's probably seen what a lot of people did with the Phalanx, where they did the weathering on it, and
Mhm.
seeing that a lot of people that have that ability to do it did it, and maybe he was like, that maybe that looks better, and I can probably do a little bit of that here for people because that's what they
Yeah.
want to look like.
So I was bowled over by the way the weathering was spot on road wheels, right? Like the vehicle's clean, but the road wheels still have stain of dirt because they're always dirty, right? You pressure
Yeah.
wash them and they still have that residue. That residue is properly represented, but I think it would have been very easy for him to just go, I'm doing a rubberized track, which is how modern M113s, the T-Labs, are operating now. It's all a rubberized track. It's not track link. He wanted to do a Vietnam era type feel to this. He went to the old style metal track, which means he had to do individual links, and all of them are individually linked, like pinned perfectly. Like it's called a slack track, right? So you have a tight track and slack track, which means there's no return rollers up here. So it's got the slack to it.
Yeah.
Because it's all individually linked. And that means that the drive sprockets have to do their job. But even the ones on the front, he's got them attached, but even those are the extra link that they would replace when they break track, right? That mastering that tells me that his next vehicles, like the biggest problem is done. You want to do a tank, you make it maybe another track width wider, and he's doing tanks next. Like this was a huge win as I saw it, because rubberized track is fun, but it doesn't look as nice.
No, it doesn't look nearly as cool as that does. So,
Yeah.
got a couple comments I'm gonna hit real quick. So, got HK Vipers here teleporting in, saying hello, saying evening all. What's going on, HK Viper?
HK Viper.
Let's see. And Dookie says he got to see that too. He's Savage. He said Savage and Seagram had the new figures, and he says he has to fix Seagram's his M113. So I'm curious what it is you got to fix on it. Let us know so Crow can be on the lookout for that.
No.
Tony's
hopefully
figs.
It's not the track, because changing track in real life is a bitch, and it's probably a bitch on toys too.
Tony's Figs is here and saying, awesome, you love it, Crow. Quaid kicked ass on that thing. I'm guessing modeling or sculpting.
And I was talking to Lawrence just earlier this afternoon, and I think he mentioned Quaid is handling the paints right now. And guys, there is dry brushing on this no disrespect to the phalanx, it wasn't present on the phalanx. The phalanx looked fresh off the line. This thing looks pulled out of the wash at your regiment and put back in the lines, right? Like it's been out on a few exercises. So, but yeah, it's a great display piece, because you can get that flat top. You can get those old war style hero poses where an entire troop of guys are piling around a vehicle and getting their photo taken, right? Like it's ideal for it. So.
Yeah, it looks great for that. Carlos wants to know if you're getting the blue version too, the Cobra one.
No, I'm not hemorrhaging money. I'm a retired soldier. I'm on a budget, man. But these vehicles, if Gridiron keeps doing real world military vehicles, I'm going to keep having a look at my accounts. Right? Like, so long as I've ever served on one or identified with them. It's just these ones he's hit on are just armored vehicles, and I'm an armored soldier. But
yeah, I mean, it's just right up your alley. It's
if he made the world's best patrol boat tomorrow, I don't think I would get it. If it was the same price as these. But that's the other reason why I'd say, if you guys really wanted the phalanx, but it was out of your price zone, but you like the APC capacity and everything like that,
yeah,
it's this, and it's a bit less than this, right? So,
because I like the phalanx, I like the M113 better. Like, just for not having either and just seeing them. Of course, I did see the phalanx in person at Joe Fest, but for me, like military armor, something that's not like a tank. That's more of my speed is the 113.
Yeah.
And Dookie saying exactly what you said, man. Changing track, metal or rubber sucks ass.
Yeah. It's there's a reason you don't see tanks on roads and stuff like that. Like they're always on trailers and trains, right? It's because they'll tear up the tarmac, and the terrain will tear up their track anyways, because the little rubber shoes get worn down on asphalt, right? Yep. So it's just, and if you're going cross country, we have what's called grousers. It's like every, I think, fifth track pad you put in, there the metal X's that go on there for traction and grip, and that will tear asphalt apart.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We got Jay Gonzo checking in saying, "What's up, gents? What's up, Gonzo?" And Dookie saying one of the lights in the corner was cracked. Gridiron sent him a new light, but I need to sand it down and replace it for him.
On his M113?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, then that's the thing, man. Like if you get a product from Gridiron, like they are quick to respond and get it sorted out, right? Like you gotta remember these are handmade, hand manufactured. So it's not like they don't know what you're talking about. Like must have been the production line. It's like
Yeah.
it was it Quaid or me or you or him. You know,
Yeah. Like Bob is the production line. Bob, what happened over here? So,
yeah, there hasn't been a single issue that I haven't been able to sort out with them online, and I've only bought 2 purchases from them, and yeah, nothing but good times. So,
oh, let's see. We got 610 Yo Joe Daddy jumping in. What's going on, man? All right. So let's get into that. Was that it? Did you get anything else? Was that all of your pickups?
I mean, that's pretty much it. It was all just classified right now. I do have Marvel Legends to a degree. I've cut back on Marvel Legends, but I can't just stop Marvel Legends, right? Like, but that
Yeah.
was it for this. Yeah, we can move. We can progress.
Comic fan that you are, you're not going to give up on those Marvel Legends.
Not if there's
So
mutants involved. You know?
that's right. And muties.
Gotta
So
hunt
what's
them mutants.
shipping? So the new wave just about from everybody in the next couple weeks. So that's all the ones Crow just showed us. Amazon and Pulse have moved those up to this month, so all of them should be hitting from pretty much anywhere you've ordered them from. Although Entertainment Earth, strangely enough, does still say April for theirs, but everywhere else it's going to get bumped up. So I'd expect Amazon to have the other 2 figures, and then Pulse to start seeing shipping notices from them any day on this new wave. So, and I think that's it that I looked up for shipping. But anyway, you guys will probably be getting notices on this new wave any
That's
day.
fine. I just got my
Uh,
camera off because so I can go to the garage there. But
Gotta hit that snow.
yeah, it's cold out.
Informer, licky boom boom down.
I've never known what "licky boom boom down" means, but it didn't sound like something you'd do willingly in the prison he was in at the time.
Are there not a lot of are there not a lot of Jamaicans in Canada? Canada, is he the only one?
You know, he was more of the genuine article that even we didn't believe at first. We were like, really? And then you get it explained to you, and you're like, okay, it's just weird.
He actually, yeah, he actually was pretty legit. So
Yeah, he was legit with the reggae and everything like that. It was just we just didn't come off as the. We had this big trend and the big thing in the 80s and 90s. We'd call them the wigger, right? The white
believe
b
me,
boy.
yeah, believe me, I'm very familiar with the term from the 90s.
Yes, and I hated saying that term just now because it's such a dated, slanderous, hateful word for just describing a white dude who liked rap but couldn't afford all the fashion.
Yeah, it was that, dude. I'm from the South. That's if you listen to rap and you didn't wear overalls, that's what you got called. So every time I
Hmm.
hear it, the hairs on the back of my neck bristle and my knuckles
Yeah,
cramp. I
yeah.
know what you mean. Um, Brian King is here saying I can't quit Star Wars.
Attaboy, dedication to your line.
Um, let's see. I got a status email from Dookie. I'll have to check that out as soon as I can. Know what that's about.
Yeah. And if you guys aren't tracking, check out Evil Dookie's channel for Dreadnoks. Seriously, if you like the Dreadnoks, he will indulge you.
Yeah, man. Dookie's knocking it out with those Dreadnought custom vehicles. He's killing it.
Well,
Killing
it's
it.
not just the vehicles, and I'll say it flat out. Sorry, it's just Dookie reminds me about the spirit of the GI Joe figure, and he gives you a write up and he gives you an identity. He writes these things for him and his kid, right? And every Dreadnought has a background, has a story, has a reason being there, and he presents them just like a file card, right? And it's very inspiring, Dookie. And like I said, my own kits and customs I look at and I'm like, Dookie's making me write file cards for my guys because it just irritates me that I haven't done that and it's there, you know. So I much appreciate Dable Dookie, but guys, check him out. It's some original shit over there.
Yeah, Dookie's doing some good work on his channel, and you know, that's something if I ever get around to really doing like kit bashes, or because they won't be custom painted or anything, but you know, making up figures, that's you know, that's something I'm gonna do because writing file cards is my jam. So
Yeah,
I'm all
same
about
here.
some file card rewritings.
I was a huge comic nerd growing up, so of course it just makes sense. But it was just, you know how you are with your collection, you grow into new habits and realize they were just old ones reinterpreted,
Yeah.
right? So
Yep. Let's see. We got Viper Scout checking in saying Don Moreno reveal was the worst kept secret. Yes and no. And William Emery is here saying good evening, 3-star and
hey,
crow.
Will.
So we're gonna look at some other things before we hop into GI Joe Day and then Today Day. So I did want to show this, or I did wanted to
Mhm.
show the first version of the thumbnail.
That's my mother. Hello,
I
mother.
almost went with this one. I was like, this is great. And I was like,
That's
wait a minute.
awesome.
Like, wait a minute. I need to be in there too. And it dressed me like Fred Flintstone and dressed you like Prince.
So
And
that reminded me of the SNL skits of the BG brothers there
oh
that
yeah,
the Justin Timberlake and whatever the Chris Farley or whatever the Chris Kattan did.
yeah, Chris could say it.
Yeah,
Oh, so I was like, oh, that's perfect. I don't even really need to
sorry,
tweak that. So
not
I
Chris Kattan, Jimmy Fallon.
was it Fallon?
Yeah, it was Fallon.
Okay. I mixed them two up on their Saturday Night Live days.
Yeah,
So
it's not hard.
um, um, but the man Jim and I made that dude look way better than I actually do. I look like Jason Momoa in that picture.
So
Just
this is what gets me is like I'm trying to think of a disco song that used a banjo.
no, well, it was the prompt. I put in I put in both dressed in 70s. I put in a 70s disco with a anthropomorphic crow and a hillbilly. And
Okay, so the hillbilly they
yeah,
went banjo.
yeah, and of course they did. And dressed in 70s gear or 70s clothes, and this is what it give me. So I'm like, you know,
Yeah,
that works.
yeah,
So
it's kind of Creedence Clearwater Revival kind of vibe to it. Sure.
uh, so when I actually made the thumbnail, so we got our gold chains with our 70s GI Joe logo, and got our mystery guy over there with the gold disco ball and some aviators. And then you guys know what this is that I threw in there?
Oh my
It's
god.
it's a manta ray from
Oh,
Underpay.
no, I did not know that.
And then I also had some 70s. I threw some 70s style party supplies in the background too.
Go juice.
All right, so I just wanted to walk through how the hell that all come about.
Shagadelic, baby. Yeah.
Gus came slinging through with his bell bottoms afro platform. What's up, Mag?
You
How
got
you
to
doing?
remember back in the 70s, if you wore a big ass G.I. Joe medallion, you was getting laid 6 ways from Sunday, boys.
He was going home with Strange. So I got these pictures that I saw. So this is Energon Universe number 22 that's going to be coming out in May. And
Mhm.
these are the covers for it.
Oh, this makes me mad. go, go on. What do you have to say about it?
So I like all of these covers, but We think we know who that is right there.
Mm-hmm.
Got we got Ghost Viper and Crystal Ball going to be introduced. And this is also supposed to have Risk's backstory in this issue.
Good. This is also like you said, it's the big crystal ball arc. And I also saw, you heard me say, ugh, right?
Oh yeah.
This is the comic collector trap. And they hooked me. So this cover is going to lead to a connecting cover in issue 23, then 24, then 25. This cover is carrying on with a connective cover series from previous issues that I was collecting during the Dreadnought War.
Yep.
So now it's kind of like, oh, you bastards, you're indulging my dopamine addiction. And now I'm going to be buying 2 issues of a common off the rack number 22, right? Like,
Yeah.
it's not a number 1. It's just a regular, it's not a well sought after collectible, but for your indulgence factor, it's there, right? So,
Yep.
got me.
But I love this. It's got Stalker and looks like he's going through a damn haunted house. Like this is so awesome.
So there's your nod to the plot, right? Like you expect the story to take place, like Crystal Ball will own the ground kind of deal. Stalker and Risk perhaps talking about each other. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm curious to see where this is going to go. I can't wait for this issue to get here, given the resurgence of love for Crystal Ball. So just there's and then this is 23 coming in June with
And
even more of the art.
And so that first cover is actually one that connects to the cover 22. And then same as the portrait covers carry on. So here I go. I'm buying 2 comics if I want to pursue that anymore. But you can see a lot of like they're keeping their cover themes going, right? Here's another one looking at the haunted house. There's another one using kind of this pop art on the left, like they did with the Ghost Viper one that we were looking at earlier, right? So I like it.
But these look great.
Yeah. And I wasn't the biggest fan of the way this series started, but I like the direction it's going.
Yeah. And this was the only one that I saw for 24 that's coming in July was yet Risk evidently is going to come under the control of Crystal Ball. Almost said Mindbender to what it's looking like. So I'm excited to see where this is going to go with these. I'm really excited to see this.
Well, it tells you what cover that one is. It's cover, I don't know. It says at the bottom. Cover A. So this is so maybe they've stopped. Maybe that's the bottom part of one. I just saw a mural of them all kind of laid out for the next little while, and this seems like it's all the connective pieces.
Yeah. So this is May, and this is June, and then here's July. But I didn't see all of the July ones. I just saw this one. So Mad gets after I did it, I noticed that, and I'm like, yeah, well, I love Run DMC, so I left it. It does look like DMC.
Yeah, it's tricky to make AI that's just on time.
Tricky to make AI. All right. And Viper Scout saying, does this mean we'll get Night Force versus Crystal Ball? That's what it looks like.
Yeah,
I'm
Night
down
Force. Go ahead.
I'm down with that. That sounds like a perfect mashup. Perfect.
They've been building up to something with Night Force, so it would make sense if this was
We haven't gotten to see a whole hell of a lot of them. We hadn't seen anything after they broke out Shooter.
It's where Beachhead went. It's where Shooter ended up, right? Like, but they've been in the background and they've been collected, and like those of you not reading them but plan on reading them, won't spoil it, but they're not the most known entity out there because we just don't see them in action. But if you think about it, well, Crystal Ball's a Walmart exclusive. Night Force is a Walmart exclusive. Skybound is a corporation. Hasbro is a corporation. Like, let's call a spade a spade.
Yep.
Yeah.
We got Pop Blender hopping in again saying, "Hey, fellers, listening and cleaning. What's up, chatsters?" So I'm excited for this arc. I can't wait to see what they do with this one. So, and the order that I put these pictures in, we got to skip away from G.I. Joe, then back to G.I. Joe because
Sure.
I didn't order these correctly, but we're talking about armored vehicles and tanks and things. So we did
Yes.
see this. These are the new decos coming this year for the Ramen Hunter in
There we
the
go.
German style tiger camo. So I love this.
Yeah, these are, like I said, it's a very German and Slavic kind of camo pat. It's just nice to see people getting another crack at the hunters after they've watched other people enjoying theirs and then perhaps got roadblocked out of ordering after a while. They'll get another shot at it. Did you see any shots of him doing any more like bridge layer or phalanx parts for it that match that camo yet?
I think this is all that has been shown so far. I looked again today and I didn't see anything else. It was just these two pictures.
Well, it would make sense if there isn't, because I know he has another tank entirely planned, right?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but this blast effect again is coming back into it. So is he offering that with it, or is he just using it to promote the picture?
He hasn't said, but I know on everywhere I've seen this posted, the comments have blown up about. So when are we getting the blast effect? Is it going to be included with these, or are we going to be able to get a discount if we bought a hunter before, since we didn't get it with the tank?
No,
no, we're not. But
Ace has been, more than transparent about this blast effect, self-promoting since my review, right? When he came in and he addressed it and me and him talked about it, right? And it was reminded, like, this was offered during a promotion that they were trying to do and it didn't achieve its goal. So it was taken off, right? So all I'm going to say about it is if you are seeing promotional shots of a new hunter being offered and he is showing this blast effect, if you are going to get that blast effect, I suspect time of ordering is going to be a factor, right? Like, we have to hit this number by this point.
I can definitely see when the Wolverine tank goes up, it being back in there the same way. But he has previously said that this is going to be available to get.
There we go.
Yeah,
Yeah, because he probably got. Go ahead.
I say you're gonna have to buy it, but it was close enough. It almost got made, and I imagine he will probably go ahead and tool this and roll that cost into the new ones.
Well, and I mean, the bottom line is at least he's transparent about the cost being the issues when they are the issues, right? Like, he'll answer the questions and he'll do it publicly. He'll get in front of it and he won't be bowled over by the fact that you don't like it, right? Like, he moves on from the fact that you don't like it and he resolves why you were not going to like it. And you got to respect that. Like, there's a lot of CEOs out there, like I'll say it, Valaverse. The way Bobby Vala runs his company is completely different than the way Ace is going to run his company and others will run theirs. But this protective measure of your properties and at some point not letting your consumers bowl you over with criticisms without defending yourself a little bit, right? And transparency is how you do that. So Ace is right up there for that.
Yeah, he's up there with transparency, but he also he's not the best with taking criticism on some things.
There's criticism, and like in the Army we were taught you never bring up a problem unless you have a solution, right? That was the way we're taught, right? And so if otherwise it's just bitching, right? So imagine being browbeaten with 1,000 bitchings and trying to sort through who's got a solution in there, and none of them do. It'll erode you, I'm sure. But you're right. It doesn't come off at times as, the most graceful sometimes.
Eroding. Carlos here saying Ace mentioned the Minesweeper attachment in an interview with GI Customs, and that was for the Hunter too. That was an add-on for the Hunter, I think, for not for the the Wolverine. I think it's for the Hunter.
Okay, so there's a couple of different things there, and I think I had some insights on this. With like, believe he addressed it offline, or it was in a discussion that I was a part of. But basically, what you're going to get is a dozer blade, for the tank, right? And I'm not saying it's the same dozer blade we've seen Ramen put out before, but I don't know, right? But it'll be just the dozer blade. You're not going to get mine rollers, and you're not going to get an actual mine plow, which are the implements tanks actually use. And this is the big thing I wanted to say back when I was showing my new best friend up here. Can you give me full screen for a second? I got to say this because we're on this subject right now. I'm going to leave camera and come back.
You want full screen now?
Oh my God, I know. Can you believe I actually asked for it this time?
Lined up like a woman.
But I thought to stand up and leave before you gave it so that you guys didn't get a full look at my crotch and ass.
Maybe that's what they want.
This is something I was talking to Lawrence about today, and I'm mentioning it in my video, my review. All right. Buying these aftermarket parties, you have to respect them for the separate properties that they are. One of the feedbacks we got on the Hunter was its size, and I reminded people, okay, 5 road wheels, it's a pretty small tank. It's like a Vanguard tank, like very tiny, right? Like closer to a light tank than a main battle tank, right? This will never be more exploited than when you put it up next to a real life military vehicle. And then you really see it.
Yeah.
This is an armored personnel carrier. It's a shoebox on track. And sorry, I've got to get it down where the camera can actually see it.
You just don't drop anything.
No, man, we're good.
Yeah.
Then you really notice the scale differencing. I'm not upset about this. Like, it doesn't bother me. But I can already tell that some people will be like, well, I don't want that then because of this. Right. Yeah. And I'm just like, they're two different companies. They're both scale. But I would remind everybody, we can go back to the Hunter slides now, that the Hunter isn't actually a real life model battle tank. That thing is modeled after a real life model M113. This is a toy tank. The proof is all in the interior, 100%. And when you take the turret off, it's meant to be played. It's not meant to be real, right? So the scale doesn't bother me, but it will be noticed.
Yeah, people are. It's going to be more talked about. I think the more type things that like Gridiron and even the Rowdy toys.
So there are tanks. Sorry, I see Turk Murph's comment. So just the reason it doesn't bother me as an armored guy is because there are small tanks out there, but they're usually not that heavily armed with like a 105 cannon or anything like that. The British and the Germans had a lot of light tanks, right? So it's fine. I can accept its existence, but it's not what G.I. Joe fans wanted for their collections, I think, when they thought of a main battle tank. And then like it did, but if you start scaling it with other vehicles, then they start going, well, that's not what the size I wanted it then. You were fine till you saw it. Oh, I lost your mic here, Darren.
Well, that's because I had it muted.
There we go.
I'm still happy with mine. I mean, I don't regret it at all. I still love it. And I mean, I still mostly got it for the bridge layer anyway. So
damn right. It's a good toy.
So like I've had the bridge layer thing on it more than I've had any of the others. So that's what I wanted. So let's see.
Should sell me your phalanx part.
I haven't taken pictures of Retro Cover Girl in it yet.
They'll be re-releasing her by the time you get to that.
Probably. And Stu saying, I forgot, when in the world force us to buy any of these toys? People need to relax and enjoy their joy and not worry so much about this plastic fun. Wouldn't that be great?
Yeah, that's exactly the point. And the only reason I bring it up is because there is that counter argument that you see in the comments or here in the chats and go, well, what would please you, Mr. Bond? You know, like.
um, Bobby saying, so this one would scale with the killdozer that tore up Granby, Colorado. That was a big ass Komatsu. And if anybody ever makes one that I can build, yeah, I'm buying it. It was one like the biggest or second biggest Komatsu, I think they made. I forgot the model number. It was like a 750 or a 850. It's a giant fucking dozer. Anyway, so William Emery asking you which companies are they from?
So the tank that I put off camera is from Ramen Toys, right? The one that you're looking at there is Ramen Toys, and this is from a Gridiron, and just two separate companies. This is 3D printed to the highest of qualities, and the other one is injection molded to your expected play standards of a toy. There,
Yep.
there you go.
So I wanted to show those. He didn't say when those are going to be coming out, but it probably won't be long. And you notice there's a tan one in there, so I'm wondering if the tan one is going to be a Joe Fest exclusive, maybe like it was the first time. You didn't get the tan one at Joe Fest, you didn't get it or didn't order it at Joe Fest. And I like the green, but I wish I'd have ordered the tan because the early bird was like 150 that year.
Hmm.
It
And
was a
that's something
price.
I wish I knew the solution for toy companies like Ramen and guys who are, like they're not the billion-dollar industry Hasbro is. They fight for their place on the sales market floor every time, right? And the Ramen is one of the ones where I'm like, man, I wish you could have approached your variants a little bit more openly with your market, right? Because seeing different paint variations on the exact same tank you bought less than like a year or two later, making you experience perhaps buyer's remorse or things like this, or now I've got to replace something I was happy with up till yesterday. Like, I'm sure he's aware of the temptation there, but how do you strategize against it when it all results down to I can only release, so many variations per
Yeah.
year?
And he said a lot that he's only going to make a certain run of a certain thing, and when he reissues it, it's going to be different. Something's going to be different paint, or even
Yeah.
the ramen racer, and then the tiger orange. They're changed. The black
Yeah.
metal.
Yeah, it's cool to see him re-releasing his stuff because I think it's really just it was always going to happen if the feedback was positive, and the feedback was positive, right? Like
Oh yeah.
I don't think there's many people that criticize the racer for too much, right? Like,
I mean, I had issues with it and they took care of it. And I ordered more stuff for it. And I love it. Only thing that don't like is not anything really to do with him, is the battery pack I bought for it is just a aftermarket battery pack to power it when it's not plugged in. And that wore out, but that's not his. He didn't make that. I wish the cockpit was a little bit bigger, and in the new ones, he mentioned that he's gonna make that a little bigger. And same
there you
thing
go.
with the van. The next versions of the van with the removable tops are going to be that way, bigger
Mhm.
up front to put figures in, a little easier. So, all right, let's look at some new GI Joe stuff. What do you say? So, we got this right here dropped the other day. We got this bit of info on the Royal Guard.
Mhm.
Uh, so, revealed in the exclusive chat um, that the Cobra Law Royal Guard goes up for pre order on the 17th at 1 p.m. Eastern, most major retailers, and will be $43, 42.99 for this dude.
So
So
how many do you plan on having of that?
For right now, I'm only going to be ordering one.
Yeah.
I'd like to get two, and I think with everything this guy comes with, um, I think two is probably, or I'm sorry, I think the price point with this guy is probably justified because there's a shitload of new stuff with this guy, new pieces and parts. You get so many different looks you can make for this guy. um, I think with all of the accessories, I think it's the money's there to make it worth it. I don't like that new price point for a deluxe type figure, but for now, just because of you know cutting back some, I'm only planning on getting one for the immediate future.
Yeah. See, this figure is it's my crux point with Hasbro right now because I understand kind of what they're doing. Not I like to read into things, right? But if you look at where troop builders have gone since this line started, they used to be, regular price standard figs like Cobra Island, Crimson Guard, Python Patrol. They were all readily available off the shelf, and you could collect them in the wild or you could pre-order them. But the price was always standard fig. But I think Hasbro saw how many people enjoy troop building more than two of these figures when they released them collectively. And I think they kind of strategized because you'll notice now most of the troop figures are deluxe sets, right?
Yeah.
So I think they're willing to cut the losses on all the people that will buy 10 to 20 and accept people buying 2 to 3 on a larger scale at a better price point. So they're giving you better sets, but you're paying way more to troop build now.
And most everybody is saying two, though Carlos says one now, an army building during RossCon 26. Probably be 27 if he shows up. And
Mhm.
William saying two for the price. Matthew saying, I feel like I need four, but uh, two flying, two standard, but only if I find them on clearance, two at retail. And this right here, this look right here is why people are going to want two of them is for
Oh yeah.
something like this. This is
And
how I have my Python Crimson Guards displayed with Vipra. It's the same. They have their swords crossed,
mhm.
protecting Vipra, just like
And
this.
this is it too. Like this is what Hasbro does do right is before ordering, they're going to show you their best of their best promotional figures, and they're using like this is formulaic perfect photography. It's got balanced
Oh,
center. It is the perfect photo, and it's
yeah,
triggering your nostalgia. It's got Pythona in the middle. Like yes, of course you want two,
yeah.
right? I'm only getting one and one and done. And because in my brain canon, one, I'm buying other things that are costing me more. So the money's got to get dialed back from somewhere, right?
Yeah.
And I have to be rational. This is going to be an expensive set for me. So in my brain canon, when I have a royal guard in my head canon, where Cobra Law is, he's the last royal guard, like the last of his kind. All of them
Okay.
wiped out. That's
Yeah.
it.
Well, it's a good way to look at it. That's right now. That's what my one Twilight guard kind of is. Like he's the last elite guard left because I only have the one.
Mhm. And
Uh,
that'll save me about what a pound and a half of bits bag worth between two of these things.
I've got my Saw Vipers stripped down, and the parts bag for the Saw Vipers weighs like a pound.
Yeah, yeah, it adds
Uh,
up, man.
Bobby saying I'd like to modify one of those heads, and they had a bunch of eyeballs, so you can have a unhooded or unmasked Cobra Commander.
You
Cool if you
know,
pull it off.
I would like to see one of these in like just some sort of organic oceanic carapace paint, like something that looks natural. Because this all like it looks like royal armor, right?
Yeah,
But try to make these things look like living carapace and give them weathering and like moss on their backs and things like that. That I think would look really cool.
and make them look like that line of mythic legions that just ended the back
Well,
and forth.
if Same Time Toys or Wraith Mace were here, they'd tell you like if what I described and you made them pustuous and slimy a little bit, they'd be like Nurgle from Warhammer 40K, like just these bug-like gross
Yeah.
plague spreaders, right? So
I think they look pretty sweet. Stu
they
saying
do.
0 plan, but probably 1 for sure.
Yeah. You've got
Hinder,
other pictures though.
these are the only ones I grabbed for it was these.
Oh, we didn't get the face, the
Um,
sex predator.
yeah,
Yeah, these face sculpts.
that one. Is that one really? That's a creepy looking son of a bitch right
Well,
there.
and this was
Man.
just it. Like those face sculpts, because it's such a bald, generic head, but it's so expressionate. I'm like, last of his kind. He killed them all.
And you've got this serious one that's got the scar or the cut on it. The other one doesn't have that. So you got 2 entirely different heads for it
Yep.
that could be two people, just these unmasked. Put this head on something else like a Crimson Guard, and then you've got one of these guys, undercover Royal Guard that's infiltrated Cobra Commander's shit spying on him.
Sure. I mean, like the bottom line is at some point you're gonna find other uses for heads, right? And this thing would just be interesting, like what is it, turquoise blue kind of hue
Yeah.
skin. Where else can we see it?
Yep.
If you don't like it,
Uh,
there's got masks.
that's right. Hinder saying, love to join this panel. If not, I understand. Probably not on this one because we've got it planned out, but to
Yeah.
get in touch
So
with us and we can plan one.
yeah, so Hinder, it's all good, but we do this every other week. The Backyard Battlefield, it's every other Wednesday, and it's usually just the host kind of thing talking our way. And sometimes we'll get together with an old friend and whatnot. But if you're in the Friday nights, watch for group chat streams that Darren does sometimes once every now and then. Like once a month at this rate, Darren? Or
Yeah, trying to do them once a month on a Friday.
so make sure that you're subscribed to 3 Star Draw and a Punk with Toys too. And a Punk we often join in the membership channel. So that's when everybody just gets together. We send everybody a link and go, come on over, grab your camera. Yeah.
Joe Fan, what's up? Gonna be on Thursday with a friend tomorrow night with Lawrence over on a Punk with Toys. Looking forward to seeing that.
Yeah, that's right.
Put an envelope in the mail for you today. You should have something maybe Saturday. Lone Dragon, what's up? And I did want to say what's up to Liquid Identity, saying not being a Cobra Law fan gives me a lot of financial relief these days.
It's true, eh? You bet on the right horse there.
That's right. No, I don't have her with Cobra Law. I've got my Crimson Guard, my Python Crimson Guards in that pose protecting Viper. She's leading, her and Copperhead lead my Python patrol. Let's see. Woody Triple Deuce, the figure addict checking in. What's up, Woody?
So I remember when I first started my channel, I used to go through the Toy Collector's Guide and go just year by year going, can you imagine if they do this figure and they'll never do this figure? And Cobra Law was the one I cheered against every time. I was like, I am not looking forward to when they do Cobra Law. And I'll tell you, what are we, 3 years later in the line? I'm like, yeah, I'm glad they did Cobra Law. I know I don't appreciate them as much as others, but they did do really good work with them.
Yeah, they did what,
except for Enforcer. He kind of sucked as a buck, but
yeah, he looked good, but he was kind of shitty, honestly.
Yeah.
So let's talk about some of the stuff that we're gonna be getting to order soon. And let me find it. So we might as well go ahead and talk about the elephant in the room. So today we finally got to see her. I did grab a couple of other pictures of her. So let's see. I think I got 4 of these. So Dawn Moreno. I found this. Here's the panel where she becomes Snake Eyes. Kind of.
Mhm.
This is where she gets all of his memories and mannerisms and whatnot planted into her by accident. I think they actually hit the wrong button or some shit, or were trying to
It
unplug the
was
chain.
irresponsible tech management that led to this.
Zorana,
Yes.
yeah,
Yeah.
Zorana. Um, so, and then there's Mindbender freaking out. You implanted Snake Eyes memories into that girl. What have you done? You can hear it in your head. What have you done? Um, she was already she was a candidate in the Cobra Youth and already had lots of abilities with
Well, she was from
athleticism.
Springfield, right?
Yeah,
Like she
yeah,
lived
this
in
was in
Springfield.
Springfield. Yep.
Yeah.
Um, and we're gonna see Springfield again in just a second. Um, she was in Cobra Youth. Cobra Commander noticed how awesome she was, beating up dudes and beating them in sports and stuff. Took a liking to her, and GI Joe going GI Joe. She wound up in the new brainwave scanner and gets Snake Eyes downloaded into her face. So if you don't know Dawn Moreno, that's how. Um, this was just one of the covers of her first appearance. So if you need to
Yeah.
find the first time you ever see Dawn Moreno, it's in IDW 226. Um, they did several covers that were the old Real American Hero figure art. So that was her first appearance, and that is before she gets turned into new Snake Eyes. And then there's just another one of the covers from that one. Cobra Nation Part One. She started out as she was going to be a Cobra weapon, and then uh, crisis of identity. She freaked out because she was two people. All right, so let's get to today. Big reveal we've been talking about or been looking forward to today at Top Dog Comics. Larry Hama was there, was going to introduce a new classified figure, and the speculation was that it was going to be Don Moreno because he created Don Moreno. And lo and behold, it was Don Moreno. What do you think about it, Crow? I know you're a Don Moreno fan.
Well, yeah, I mean, no more so than probably just the casual Joe fan, like somebody who didn't keep up but is willing to get caught up. So when I heard there was a female Snake Eyes years ago, I was like, what's going on? Right? I get it. Um, Whether or not I care the origin story or not, I was like, whatever, got her here. I think they made a really cool looking character out of her, right? Like, but the kit wise, I was just like, yeah, that's about what you'd expect out of any ninja character, and you would probably criticize it for having that kit. With Don Moreno, it's the kit she had in the comics, but you're not going to get kit loaded with amazing ninja like Slice and Dice or Budo or anything. You're going to get a basic ninja. It's just going to be this Don Moreno. Right?
This is exactly what I expected
Yep.
from this figure whenever we finally saw it. SCS saying Dawn's the best reveal of the year so far, in his opinion. So,
Well, I mean, I wish I could see. Is it a plug-in ponytail that they've got in the back? Like, how's the hair in the back on the
it's a different head
helmetless
sculpt.
buck?
It's a
Yeah,
different.
or is the helmet removable? And that was the other thing I was wondering.
No, it's a whole different head sculpt.
Yeah. Yeah,
So,
because none. Yeah, that's it. There. Yeah, I was gonna say I know I've seen other photos of it, but I couldn't remember what they had done. But I don't ever see the back of the head of that head that they've got on the buck
yeah.
there.
Um, and 610 Yojo Daddy, I was trying to tell you I knew without telling you I knew the other day, 3-star. I know
Mhm.
you were, and I know that it was going around that it was going to be this figure, but it hadn't been
Yeah,
confirmed. It was everybody's
I
speculation. So
I will leave it vague because that's my memory. But there was a conversation that turned into a bit of a tirade and that got dropped. Like, I'm just gonna say it, and yeah, it was like 2-3 weeks ago.
yeah, I don't remember if I was in hearing that or not. So I've
Mhm.
known I've known we were getting Dawn Moreno for about 3 months.
Mm,
But I was sworn not to say anything. I didn't even tell you that I knew she was coming for sure.
yeah.
Um, but I was told, and I've been saying for years, but I mean, I'm not alone that we know we're going to get her because she's such a popular character.
Yeah, I mean, like sometimes I listen to the hype behind it and the reaction behind it, and I'm like, okay, is this even rational? Because you kind of just see some characters as it's a no-brainer. They're gonna do it,
Yeah.
right? And Don Moreno had that fan base based off comics. They've done that before, right? You like fringe characters are nothing new for them to liven up the line, and they've been open about livening up the line and breathing life into it. So Don Moreno was a no-brainer, right? The hooded Cobra Commander is a no brainer.
Yeah.
October Guard is a no brainer, right? It was just there was constraints, and I don't think they're there anymore.
I mean, this is one that we've been, anytime we've talked about, oh, what characters do we think we're going to see or who do we want to see? This is one that we've always brought up when you and I have talked about it, when me and Pop have talked about it. Um, and like I said, I was told we were definitely getting her, but I didn't know when. I didn't. I assumed today with Hama introducing it, it would be her, but I
Yeah.
didn't know. But I knew sometime this year. And there's another one that I can't say that I know is coming this year.
Same.
And it's one that has been it's one that's already been kind of kicked around, but I'm not the one that can confirm it.
Yeah, we're not that channel.
It's not us.
Yeah.
But I think she looks good, and I was not also not reading comics. Williams is I'll pick her up, not knowing anything about her. I wasn't reading comics during. I wasn't either. I was the same as you were,
Yeah.
Crow. Like I found out later. I'm like, what? They killed Snake Eyes, and now Snake Eyes is a chick, and
I'll I'll tell you right now because you'd agree. JLS Comics does a breakdown on Don Moreno. Go look it up on his page.
yeah,
JLS
yeah,
Comics.
yeah. It's he's got a good synopsis of her. Like, I mean, all his stuff is good, but
Yeah.
you want a quick 12 minutes or whatever of who she is and why she's so popular. Yeah, he's got a really good video on her.
He
Um,
captures all your senses, right? You're listening, but you're actively watching too, because he tells the story from flash to bang on Don Moreno, like he does with every other character he tackles. So, highly recommend. I know, I've watched it. I know
no,
I
yeah,
have.
I've watched it once or twice already because I wanted to go back. I forgot what it was. I wanted to go back and see if there was something that he'd mentioned about her in that, and he did.
I remember asking him to do Shadow Tracker, and I don't know if he ever did,
He did.
because I know he hadn't done it, and I think he was kind of like, "What's out there on him too?" Like he was like maybe maybe
I, I think he did go back and do it.
good.
So we get a couple different pictures of her and all of her stuff here, and a couple different poses with the different head sculpts. Like, I think she looks good. I don't think she looks great. She's not overwhelming. Um, this is going to be one of those figures that's kind of like Big Lob. You're like, oh my god, we're finally getting it.
Yeah, no. I'll be happy to have it. Like I like the character. I like the color aesthetics. I think the helmet's cool. I like that they didn't over sexualize her like they seem to want to do in all the comic book arts, but
Yeah,
they gave her the appropriate bootay. They made sure to show you the picture of the bootay, right?
yeah.
So we're good. But I don't want to overstate the impact this character has on the line. It's not. I don't think this is going to be anything innovative, right?
No,
Like
I don't. I
some
don't
characters
either.
are innovative.
I know I saw somebody say that they thought that there were Jinx's arms, but they look a little too buff for Jinx to me. But I'm
And
not the guy
if
that knows all of that.
and if they are, it's fine unless you had a problem with Jinx's arms. Like reuse is just how you breathe, how you keep a line alive is reuse, right? Use it
Yeah,
right. Right? If it becomes problematic, that's when we start speaking up. Is it problematic? I don't think it is.
No, I think she's fine. I will probably order her. I mean, I'm the I'm the not another Snake Eyes guy, but this is an entirely different character.
Yeah, and you right away, like I see Stanley Eberhart, female Viper parts. Yeah, you could see that waist and leg getting reuse. Like if we
Yeah,
wanted to see a Viper, although the padding on the Viper's legs tend to be inverted towards the inside, and that would be a discrepancy, right? Like between the Viper pads.
yeah, but I mean, it's enough
Mhm.
to make this a
I would do it
female Viper. Yeah, I mean,
100%.
you can see that paint that red too down
Oh
there.
yeah,
Black knee pads. Yeah, I can see
yeah.
them turning
And
into
honestly, I would expect it, and I wouldn't criticize them for doing it. What I would say is, I would prefer one over the other. Like sometimes a repaint isn't as good as the original, and you're going to have a hard time beating the impression Don Marino would make through just the
yeah.
Viper, right?
I
Yeah.
th- I think for the first crack at this character, I mean, I think they pretty much nail everything that she she needs. And Liquid, I'll go back Starfighter's comment. Liquid saying she's missing a flowing sash or something more dynamic, looks good but tame. I I could see that. Maybe give her a red belt sash or something to kind of add a little more to the center mass of the figure, I guess.
Yeah, yeah, the sashes, and I have, like I said, I made this one out of the Marvel Legends Elektra a while back, right? And then Loki Wartooth had a 3D printed head that I was able to use. I just had to Dremel it out. But she had sashes and everything I could have left on there. And I think right now they're on my Jinx. Uh, the sashes that fit, actually. I'm going to go off camera and get them at some. No, I'm not going to bother. But yeah, you can get sashes and shit like that just off Marvel Legends bucks that you can probably find in thrift stores sometimes.
Yeah.
Somebody, who is it in the comments that's bringing up Kamakura? I wanted to address something.
I didn't see that.
It
Oh
was
yeah, Viper Scout.
Viper Scout.
So hit this from Starfighter. The next reveal, the unknown figure be Larry Hama himself, the unknown cowboy. Wouldn't that be awesome if it was? I'd buy that.
Oh, I wanted to show. Oh, there we go. Viper Scouts. Kamakura. Something. What the fuck just fell? What's wrong with back here?
I
Shit's
don't know.
falling. Can you give me full screen? I
Back
want to
on
show you
full,
this.
full
I
screen.
got
Look.
Yeah, I got another Budo because I had ordered two, right? Kamakura.
Oh yeah,
I love this look for a Kamakura right now. I'm like addicted to this look. I
yeah.
just
It
had to
looks
show that
good.
because I saw him in the comments.
That looks good.
Yeah.
No, I don't think they'll give us a throwdown. I don't want throwdown. Just leave him as
Well,
Kamakura.
I mean, it is Sean Collins, right? So it would just be a Kamakura
Yeah,
V2 basically. So I would throw down with a throwdown just because if you're gonna do one Snake Eyes, you're clearly doing them all, so do them all. Like
yeah. I mean, I don't know. I mean, other than the unmasked head, just put Snake Eyes' actual body with Kamakura's head because I don't. They're not going to give us a burn up head.
yeah, I mean technically it's just V4 Snake Eyes, but yeah.
Yeah.
But
Um.
there was other looks according to other artists.
Liquid saying is Dawn Mainline. Yes. Tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern, which is weird because Jeremy Kimberlin posted earlier that she is the fifth figure in the five figure wave from the other stuff from G.I. Joe Day, along with the mystery figure. This is not the mystery figure, but she's going up separately for pre order.
Mhm.
They said that on the clip from BMAC today when they uh, unveiled this that he said she is going up tomorrow at 1 Eastern as a fan channel. Like she's not a Pulse exclusive. You'll be able to get her wherever,
Yep.
but by herself. And because the other figures, we don't know who that other one is yet. So we
That's right.
won't. So it's weird if that's all part of one wave, and they're
So
doing one figure pre-order and then the other four, and then they're going to ship together, presumably.
yeah, it's saying here's number 5. 1 to 4 will be continued. Like,
Yeah.
like I don't know what this is ending. Like, are we doing a ninja theme? Are we doing an IDW theme? Or is it just right? But
Um,
I wanted to mention this.
Combat Dojo's
So
in the house. What's up?
hey, but if you guys have been following my channel, you saw me do the reviews on all this wave and everything like this, and I keep talking about the small retailer and go get a relationship with them if they aren't carrying classified. Maybe just ask them if they've ever considered it. Right. First off, they need to know if they have a market or not. Right. So, but one of the interesting things found is since I formed this relationship with Toys on Fire here in Ottawa, and the management and I have talked, I was notified about this today through email, just like my personal account, right? So if you want to talk about like the relationships you form with a toy store, right? Sometimes before it even hits YouTube because the toy store owner contacted you and said, "I got this email and I'm doing this now," right? Like get your order in, right?
Yep. Getting the solicitations in to order it, and
Yeah.
that's good. It's a good relationship because he sent it to you in case you didn't know about it yet or something. It's like, I'm going to be
Well,
getting this.
it's also just like I said, it's confirming your market is there before you order a figure, right? Of
Yeah.
course, it serves both parties. We like pre-orders, they like pre-orders. It's a commitment on both parts.
And then we do get the back of the box as well. And Springfield said we see Springfield again. Here's
Mhm.
a little Springfield neighborhood with this stoop that looks a little bit like
Oh,
Crow's Hood.
okay, hang on. Zoom in on the cross swords. It shows how her hair is in the back. It looks like they've got a weird braid or it's a bun. It's a
I think
tied
it's
up bun.
yeah, it's
Okay,
a bun. Yeah,
there we
with
go.
a black tie, and it's what it looks like.
Yeah, or strands of hair like they had on the front. But yeah, okay. So now we know it's not a plug-in ponytail because I was gonna get, and I didn't know how they were presenting it.
I like how they always put the stuff they want us to focus on the back of the box, and it's just like her alternate head, and then this crossed sheath we've already seen.
Yeah, I mean, it's nothing innovative, right? Like just
No,
it's a comic design. Here's your comic figure.
so yeah, Springfield Diorama HasLab confirmed. Crow's already building it. Crow's,
Yeah, I've been in front of that. I'm trying to give you guys clues.
yeah, been trying to tell you.
Pay attention to my porno set.
White couch confirmed.
Gem in the holograms confirmed. I'm not telling you anything. This is not a leak. It's not a leak.
Not yet. I was kind of surprised they didn't go ahead and put her in Ninja Force.
So yeah, you said that to me in our messages, and I was kind of like, yeah, but she wasn't an addition to Ninja Force in the comics, was she? She was kind of treated a lot like Snake Eyes was, as just lone operative,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
think so. Just because they're leaning into Ninja Force, and she's a ninja, so I just kind of thought they might.
So if they were inventing her for the first time, if there had never been a Don Moreno, I could see them doing that 100%, going, let's throw our new character into Ninja Force. Look, boom, right? But because of what she was, I like that they kind of left her out of it, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stanley saying, "What is her nationality?" I
I think she's,
think she was a Mexican American. I think.
yeah, I thought it was Latino, I don't think she's
Yeah.
Italian. Is she Italian? I'm trying to remember because her parents are in the comic. And
Yeah.
I thought she was Latino.
Matthew or Viper Scout will probably know. I was thinking she was a Hispanic
Yeah.
descent, but I don't remember that exactly. And Viper Scout saying she's not neon enough. I will. You want to know what my favorite thing about this Dawn Moreno figure is that I haven't. It's probably been addressed somewhere, but I haven't been keeping up with chatter. My favorite thing about this figure is This is something from Larry Hama's comic universe.
Yes.
This might open doors to a lot of the other figures that everybody's been talking about. We want all the stuff we always bring up: Quinn, October Guard, Dr. Venom. This is a Hama character. Maybe this is the first one of many.
So I'm also excited about this for a couple of reasons as well. If you look, you can see the number in the line 197, right? So we're just 3 away from 200, right? So I'm going to Joe Fest this year, and Larry Hama is going to be there. It's my understanding, right? So
Scheduled.
I was already going to bring a Sergeant Slaughter figure for Slaughter to sign. I'm going to be buying an extra Dom Moreno so I can have an in the box Dom Moreno, and hopefully, I'm sure it'll pay an exorbitant amount of money. But Larry Hama can sign this figure. I'd be cherishing that.
He will sign it for free if you have him put your name on it to you, to Crow, to Ryan. He will sign it for free if he personalizes it. If you just want his signature, it's 20 or 25.
The price is not relevant for some things that I'm not nostalgic about, but it's just like, when I went to my first Joe Fest, it was all about backtracking, back catalog figures that I missed out when I joined Joe late. Now it's about the quality of some of the things that we're experiencing when we go to these events and meeting some of these legends and establishing something different for the collection, right? Especially when we're paying so much for stuff now. It's like, diversify.
But yeah, he signs. He'll sign anything you want personalized. He'll sign two things or three. I think it's two, and then anything after that, or if you want just the signature. So that's really cool of him because he don't want people selling his autograph.
No, and I'm hoping that he'll sit down and talk for a little while, right? Because Soldier, I want to talk to him and just, show them the respect, because it's probably partially his fault I did this shit.
Right. I think he's probably gotten that credit a lot of times. So
thanks.
one of my favorite things about getting to meet him last year was this guy right here getting a picture with Larry Hama in the Bucky the Beaver costume.
Yeah. Oh, the Bucky came back. That's what I missed. I didn't get to see Bucky last year.
He'll be back.
Yeah.
Let's see. Stu's guessing Puerto Rican.
You're probably right. Like, it was Brazilian, Puerto Rican, Mexican. I don't think she was Italian American.
No.
Crash. Yeah. So look to Zorana's headdress for clues. That's all I'll say.
Let's see. Chad Farr hopping in here saying today in the G.I. Joe comic there were 2 new first appearances.
Oh, did the 22 come out today? Or no, he's talking about a Real American Hero.
Yeah.
Yes, because that was the other thing. That's what I was talking to you about before, like the other day. Larry Hama introduced and generated 2 new characters for G.I. Joe, a Real American Hero, the comic book.
Yeah.
One's a sniper, the other's like a drone operator or some weird techie kind of thing. I didn't look into it. I didn't have slides.
And Pop saying it was a pleasure for you to meet a legend like myself at Joe Fest 2024, Crow.
And likewise. I don't know. How do you respond to that?
I don't think you could pay Larry Hama any amount of money to put on the Bucky the Beaver costume.
I just wouldn't. There's just some hoops you don't need people to jump through. That's up there.
Right. Let's see.
Good for Pop though.
Yeah, that's right. Was this mentioned? About the 2 characters? No, we hadn't brought that up.
No, but if you do know the name of those 2 characters, because I know that was revealed, I believe, just put it in the chat if you would, and I'd thank you for it because I can't think of it.
Let's see. Let me stop that one. Get ready to share this one. When you come back, I think I'm gonna excuse myself for a minute. If you got
Yeah. Just give
about
me 2 minutes and then I'll come back and do
yeah,
that.
you good. I'm gonna go. Gotta go fix me a cup of coffee to keep going here and get rid of some old coffee.
Yeah,
Uh,
no.
yeah. Pop Blender dons the Bucky costume the last hour on Sunday, and then runs around the show floor with everybody laughing at him. It's pretty funny.
And then we show them our nuts.
Yes.
Yeah.
Pop loves to see. Over Jesus, a bunch of Joes in the clouds. That's pretty good. That's pretty good, Bobby. Downrange and RC. 16.
Downrange and RC. Thank you.
Okay.
So downrange is the female sniper, and RC is clearly a play on words that you'll figure out once you read the comic, but you can picture where it's probably going to go.
I'm guessing he flies something that's RC.
You would hope.
Or maybe he just really likes off-brand colas.
Again, I haven't read it, so not speaking to it. Don't have a slide. What else do we have for slides?
Well, I was getting ready to go into the G.I. Joe Day reveals and give our thoughts on those real quick.
But did you need your break before that?
I was going to.
Okay.
Yeah, Lone Dragon, he likes RC Cola. I was just kidding. Yeah, Joe fan jumping on me. RC Cola is decent. I have one in my fridge right now. If you're from the South, you have to give RC Cola its due respect.
Yeah, we had RC Cola up here forever. It's only just recently that I just realized like I hadn't seen it in a while, but I grew up with that shit.
Oh yeah. Damn, Viper Scout getting on me too. Royal Crown is the third largest cola, not off brand. I know. It just is the first thing that come to mind when I said it. RC colas and moon pies started here.
Well, I aim high when you can aim in the middle and take it.
Right.
Yeah. No, I'm a bit back. Just give me a second
right.
here. I'll let you go on a break, and then I'll go on the same exchange. I just had to go check things in the garage and start a fire. But
go check the snow.
All right. You want me to show off some gridiron and shit, or do stuff while you do that?
Sure. Just don't get us banned. I'll be right back.
Okay. I'll show Figs and I'll show gridiron. Okay. So Figs was Big Lob came to this week and I don't care. So Big Lob Lifeline came to this week and his kit should have been better. But he's a better than Big Lob, I thought. Not much better, but I think Hit and Run's the best one in the wave. But it's a hard choice between him and the Night Viper. And that was my opinions on this. This thing. Gotta show you. Careful. Don't break the new toy. I'm gonna take this whole thing apart in front of you. When you get gridiron, they look really great with the antennas. Be careful with the antennas and remember that we're talking about filament. So we'll take those off. GPS antenna and radio antenna. And I should have asked Mark for more antennas for that. I had to order more C-clamps for this thing. Oh, one of the backpacks fell off. And I find if you're using G.I. Joe classified pegs, you need some putty, like sticky tack in there to make the backpack stick the way you have it there, right? So I'll strip this down to what you get with this. I'll take every available pack off and every C-clip because they don't come with them. There's some that came with the phalanx, like that backpack I just took off. I'll take this one off. We'll take that one off. And unfortunately, but not so, I did this just to check and see how they looked, and I love this, but this is actually part of the phalanx as well. That's these baskets. Now, Gridiron sells all that stuff individually on their sites in packs of 3. Pretty cheap. I probably will order more baskets for these because they look pretty badass on this thing. Like, just you can fit two on either side, but then you're covering up this grill feature. This grill feature is going to be removable, and he has paneling for the ambulance and whatnot that you can substitute with. You'll notice I didn't take this pack off because that one is hard mounted into a peg. That's, you can move it. I could probably remove it right now, but I don't want to. It's taking tension, and I don't have anything to switch it up. But that's one of the pieces I think that he has substitutes for as well. What else can I take off that thing? No, that's pretty much bare bones. The top hatch, you'll notice that he has his Pioneer tools on there. Oops. Everything lifts off, right? It's not magnetized. It's just piece fitted, and I didn't set it down properly. But the top hatch opens for your air sentry and your crew to hang out, get some air in there, because that's a hot box stink right there. But these Pioneer tools come off, and I'm not spoiling my review I'm doing on this. I'm just giving you the brief overview, right? Like, these remove and come off. Again, 3D printed, so I'm pretty cautious. So I'm not going to take them off a whole lot, right? But let's take the cupola with the 50 cal off there. They'll provide you with your 50 cal, and you can get upgrade kits for it, just like every other gridiron stuff, with the gun shield and things like that. But they come in packages. I just wanted the basic for now, because the basic is what I had overseas, right? Like, when our lab went down in 07, I was stuck with one of these as my vehicle, and I'll tell you, it's quite the downgrade, and it's a bit nerve-wracking to drive around one of these in a war zone. Not as reassuring with the Cannon, but you can put the Cannon, the 25 turret, this bad boy right here, we can stick that inside. All I do is I take the plate off. Yeah, I'm just going to do this really quick. But I got to get guys out of here. I got to get rock and rolling everybody out of here. And I'm not going to do that right now. But you can see how it's keyed like that. So he's covered that up with this nice little piece that holds the cupola. And this is why, now that Darren's back, I'll do this and I'll finish up. When I say he's doing weathering now, look at the fade on the American Star. That's a sun faded, rain faded kind of effect. Like, it's just the perfect amount of fade to it. But it's just showing you what Quaid and them are doing now. It's Quaid? Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah. They're doing it. But this one as well has, the red light, so you can get your photography and everything in. So there, I kill time using the gridiron. Now I don't have to shoot a review. Just kidding.
You don't have to put on the red light.
Every time I pick this thing up, I just hear Creedence Clearwater Revival, Fortunate Son. Like, just, yeah, hang on, boys.
Going in. That's what every time I look at the dragonfly, that's what I think.
Well, I remember sitting in the fields of Gagetown, New Brunswick, playing Enemy Force in one of these, and I had this really hot chick driver named Charlotte, and I just keep thinking, I was like, man, that's how I remembered her. She was my M113 driver. She was a reservist, but I would laugh. I thought, if you go back to like early 2000s and told me I was going to pay nearly $500 for a really cool M113 toy, I would have laughed myself stupid. Like, just, you're kidding me. No. But here we are.
Here we are. And that's Canada pricing. It's with
that's Canada pricing. And this is the thing, guys. If you're going to get one gridiron product and you're like, I like the Phalanx and I like this is more affordable. My dopamine has been tripped up. Like, this is really good. This competes. They both are my lovely children. I love them both.
Touch them, love them.
Yeah. I will kill them both.
Got Gaslands mechanic jumping in. What's up, Gaslands?
Hey. All right. I got to take a 2-second break. So
all right. We'll be here. I'm going to look at some of these comments and comment on the comments. Got 47 people watching between here and Crow's channel. So appreciate hitting that like and subscribe to both of us if you're not already. We do this every other Wednesday night. Oh, let's see. So get some comments. Lone Dragon saying, ever mix Royal Crown with Crown Royal? It's a little sweet. Let's see. Carlos saying, how many snipers do the Joes have? Uh, well, I mean, like total, like on the team, because we're in the line because we don't have crosshair, and I wouldn't even have thought of crosshair. Um, so you gotta be more specific. But yes, all of those that you named. Let's see. Chad is from Chattanooga, just down the road. RC's not good anymore. It's not as good as it used to be, but man, none of them colas are they? Moon
All we
pies.
need to know about the sniper ratio for GI Joe is it outnumbers the number of medics.
Yeah. Yeah. Lone Dragon saying, good to know the two I'm getting from the wave are the crappier two.
Which one's he talking about?
I don't
The
know.
ones that Big Lob and Lifeline. It's not that they're crappy. They're actually not terrible figures. It's just you'll see like Big Lob, but I'm just not a fan of the character Big Lob. That's all it is.
Yeah.
But with Lifeline,
the figure looks good.
Yeah, with Lifeline, it's a kit-driven criticism more than anything, right? Like that's all it is.
Yeah. Oh, let's see. Reading through 113 is sweet.
Only as a toy.
Yeah. I want the boat. I want the boat. That's probably my favorite thing.
I just like Wild Bill with it, quite honestly. I think
Wild Bill looks good with it.
It's the right call.
Diet Right had some. I never drank any Diet Right. I might have had one. Diet Right and Tab. I could have done without that. All right, we're gonna go through quick on the G.I. Joe Day reveals because you and I hadn't talked about them together on stream.
That's
we're
fair.
gonna spend a lot of time on them because we've all seen them. I'm just gonna go through and what do you think about each one? So who are we excited for? Airtight. What do you think about Airtight?
So Airtight, yeah, I had him as a kid. I think I pretty much remember talking about that vacuum gun to great weights and everything. And like me and Evil Dookie keep saying, you can't vacuum a contamination scene. So that's a contaminant sprayer, right? I like it. It's just I remember everybody seeing the Mole Trooper and going, I bet you that's Airtight's Spock. I was like, were we ever wrong? So wrong.
Wrong as hell. They kept surprising us again. So I am excited for Airtight. I liked Airtight. Yeah, I mean, he's one of those kind of weirdo specialty guys, but 84 and 85 were the best years for me for Joe, and he's the last one we need from 85. I always liked him, liked the character.
Well, and here's the thing though, right? Like maybe we just weren't giving the Mole Trooper, the Mole Rat or whatever, these things, Mole Rat stage 1 and 2 enough credit because Crystal Ball has the Dire Vipers, whatever, Ghost Vipers to support him on a shelf and make him look at home. I think this is where Mole Rats belong, is somewhere facing off against a guy like Airtight.
Yeah.
Right? Like it's a contaminated environment scenario. So it's kind of almost he's stealing away from Night Force's kind of shtick, as I see it.
A little bit. Maybe we'll get Night Force Airtight.
Was he in Night Force though?
No.
I don't think he was.
But like you said, he's got to fight the Mole Rats. I'm excited for Airtight, man. So, all right, because I just always like the characters. So there's the original, and Carlos said, yeah, he could have been a retro card, definitely. I mean, Pop talked about that last week.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of the helmets of this wave. I noticed the helmets for these, like they're really snug fits. But ever since I actually did physical damage to Wetsuit trying to get his helmet on and actually cutting the figure on the edge of the helmet, it was I'm going to be very cautious and curious to see how well Airtight's helmet fits. Just for that word, airtight, right? Like, is it going to hurt?
That's a good point because wetsuit sucks.
That helmet, yeah.
Yeah, the wet helmet sucks.
You're going to find these problems persisting because these diameters are dialed in. Whatever formula they're using, it's like just enough to push it against the delicate features of the face.
I'm thinking from here on out, at least the first couple times, heat that helmet up pretty good.
That would be advised. Yeah, 100% do that.
Little forceps and hair dryer that bad boy.
Yeah.
So we finally get our Hydro Viper here. Everybody's been waiting on this dude. I think he looks pretty mean, and I'm glad he is not going to be a deluxe figure. Don't need this guy being a deluxe or a fig in that set.
No, and I'm not going to be the guy that fakes an interest in this one. Like, I've known this was coming forever, and I do plan on having one to maybe two of them, but divers don't do anything for me. They really just don't, because Hasbro hasn't really nurtured their environment besides just giving us more divers. I've got a bunch of flip-floppy flippers and soldiers sitting. That's a choice. It's just the Hydro Viper to me was also where the sci-fi was starting to jump the shark a little bit with masks like this. And if we read the file card, like, these are genetic mutations again that are coming into the play, right? So,
yeah. I like this dude. I had him as a kid. I always really liked him. I like the genetically modified type stuff, and the helmet and the face sculpt on this guy just knock it out for me.
Those eyes are something. Like, I'm not even like, the mask is cool. The mask, like, give me a break. That's a cool looking mask. I'm not a fan of it, but it looks cool. But those eyes on the bear sculpt is just stellar.
Yeah, it's not very often we get these renders and I say, man, I hope this is exactly what it looks like when we get it. But
yeah,
this is
it's digital render, right?
Yeah, this is one that I hope really comes through looking at least good.
You know what took me off guard is the flippers. Because when Wetsuit came out and we saw his style of flippers, like, they didn't match kind of what he had back in the day as much, right? And I was like, I think a lot of us were thinking those were going to be the Hydro Vipers flippers because of the three-pointed trident shape of them, right? And they weren't at all. Like, these are unique to the Hydro Viper.
Yeah, I think everybody, when we saw Wetsuit, was like, well, here's a Hydro Viper's flippers and fins.
It was acceptable. Yeah, it was like, yeah, I get it. It's kind of weird you did it for Wetsuit, but reuse.
Yeah.
Not at all.
Yeah, because they really don't go with Wetsuit very well. They look like they should go with this guy, and they wound up giving him some that are even more monstery looking.
And then you go back to Wetsuit again and now ask, why again? Okay, so why these flippers? If they're not from the Hydro Viper, why did you call this? But it is what it is.
So I'm looking forward to this guy too. So there's our original. So they kept pretty faithful with him. Then we get to
Overkill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How you feel?
And there's I just look at them and I'm just like, there are lines that go right to the dollar store. You know what I mean? Like, these little action figures that just have never seen an actual toy store. They've only seen dollar store shelves. And this just screams that image to me. I know it's not. I know it's going to be a functional classified fig and does what they do. It just looks so cheap.
He does look kind of. This is the Dollar General commander. This is the Dollar General.
Yeah, it's like Cobra with a K.
I've got to say though, so I was out of the line when this guy come out talking battle commanders or whatever, and I saw him later in life, and I'm like, I'm glad I wasn't still in Joe and got that figure. But there is something about this figure that I like, and I don't know. This is like exactly the kind of shit that normally I wouldn't like, but there's something
Hmm.
about this guy that I really like, and I don't know what it is because I
So
hated the original when I saw it, and he's pretty
this
faithful.
so this is for anybody in the chat that's needs the recap. I'll do it regardless. But this is what happened to the Saw Viper that killed all the Joes in the desert. Basically, am I wrong on that, Darren? This is him.
Well, yes and no. This was him in that's the version of this guy that I want.
Okay,
This guy is that was in Devil's Due.
and this
Uh,
is IDW.
this was Real American Hero
Okay,
from Marvel.
yeah. So the era they were doing this, if you remember, this is the same era that like Image Comics was getting started, and like all the big artists were getting noticed in comics, right? And it was that
Right.
style of colorization and costumes and the mashup between tech and muscle, right? Like Rob Liefeld and Todd McFarlane were terrible for
Yeah.
it, but that's where we got this. So this is where this guy's brainchild came out of, right? But the chest opens up and big long tongue flips down from right in the crotch. It just that's all I can. I picture a tongue hanging out like a measuring tape if you open the chest up, right? Like
Just unrolls. You gotta
just
roll it back up.
overkill.
And yeah, Viper Scout. This was the Deke cartoon. He was a straight up robot. So
Oh, was he?
he was the third generation bat, and he
Mm,
was too expensive to mass manufacture. So Cobra Commander determined that he should have more, I guess, sentientness, and
sentience.
sure, that's
Okay.
what I'm trying to say, and made him the commander over the bats. He's a little more intelligent, whatever. So now
Okay.
in Devil's Due, that Saw Viper, they went and found him and brought him back, and he took the name Overkill, and then he got fucked up, and they turned him into a cyborg.
There we go. So there's your snapshot of what created this puke pattern on the screen. Now, here's the other part, though. So this does open the door to an interesting potential, right? So we're talking about fringe characters from the comics and how they were interpreted in comics, right? So Overkill had a couple of different ways of looking at them. If you look at the current Real American Hero, that's transitioned into, I think it was Revenge, wasn't it? Like there
Yeah,
was a
yeah,
very alert AI bat kind of deal. Am I wrong on that? Like Skynet almost?
yeah. Basically, he was Skynet. Yeah,
And so when I think about Revenge, all of a sudden the head sculpt for the Frag Viper starts making more and more sense,
yeah,
right? Like these cyborg characters.
yeah.
And I'm like, oh,
And
right.
that was also Larry Hama too.
There you go.
BW.
So I accept this figure in the collection and I'm not going to like slam it too much, but the stylization of it is not appealing to me at all.
Yeah, I mean, this is really one of the first ones we've had that screams 90s Joes, with the
Yes.
crazy colors. So this is really the first one.
Maybe this is to brace us for Ninja Force Scarlet. It's like if you don't like green, get ready.
I do like I mentioned last week, whether it is or not, if they're going to tie it together, I do like that it looks like his uh, weapons have a little bit of energon on them, or, some type of energy source in them. They get that pink or purplish pink. I do like that.
Yeah, and that is such a 90s hand cannon too, right? Like
Isn't it?
what's
Isn't it?
yeah, like the trick to drawing eye. When I was going to I tried to become an artist for Marvel at one point when I went to college, right? Before the army. And I found the trick to 90s guns was just know your geometry shapes. Rectangle, cube, circle, circle, tube, gun, right? Like
Pretty
there was
accurate.
nothing. Yeah.
So there's the original. Then we get Red Dog and Taurus to round out the Renegades, which will probably be Marauders. Who knows? Um, so these guys look pretty good. They look pretty faithful to the original.
There's things I like about them. There's things I don't. I'll get them. Like they have a place. With now that I have Mercer on my shelf, I should probably complete that.
I really want these guys to put with Mercer. I mean, I always kind of liked Taurus. I wasn't really crazy about Red Dog. They were fine, for what they were.
Mhm.
Hopefully, we'll get to see them with a little more, not as ridiculous, you know, backstory or whatever. I think they'll do a good job working them into the lore here. But as far as the figures go, I think they look pretty good.
So
They're not bad. I'm not going, oh, those guys are stupid looking. They look all right.
I'm gonna have a typical Crow moment here, and I'm gonna put something out there that I read a long time ago, and I don't remember where I read it, but it was just as I was getting into classified and kind of researching who these characters were that I didn't familiarize myself with as a kid. These guys were on the list, and some of the articles I read about these guys, I would fact check them, but they made absolute sense. So Sergeant Slaughter, Mercer, Red Dog, and Taurus, right? The connection they have is the Mercer, Red Dog, and Taurus are homages to people that worked with Sergeant Slaughter in some capacity or the WWF at the time. Because if I remember what I read, Jimmy Superfly Snuka was the inspiration for Red Dog. The Iron Sheik was the inspiration for Taurus. And kind of out of left field, the inspiration for Mercer was Dolph Lundgren, right? Who at that time was playing the nemesis to Rocky, right? In that era and starting
Mhm.
to get noticed in roles like that. So I have not fact checked that. But if you're thinking about the time and era of Sergeant Slaughter, G.I. Joe, wrestling popularity, and the contracts and respect that Sergeant Slaughter got,
Yeah.
I can kind of picture where this may have been like, hey, make them inspired by these guys. So
Yeah.
take that for what it is. I found it interesting.
Yeah, that makes sense. I don't know if I've ever read that, but I've never done like a dive on them either. But it
Yeah,
makes
and it,
sense.
it could be I read it on Wiki, and maybe it was one of those things that somebody just said sounds too good to not put down here,
Yeah,
right? But
that sounds like that could be true.
but again, right? I look at they've drawn inspiration from a lot of places, and at that time they were having a lot of conversations with Mister Sergeant Slaughter. So
Yeah.
you know,
Um, William saying Taurus is too skinny, big disappointment, but I'll buy him. Just not going to pounce on it. Yeah, I don't think I'll like pre-order them immediately, but I do want to grab them.
yeah,
So
I think he should have looked more stocky to me too, but he's supposed to be some sort of tumbling athlete, right? And I think they wanted him
yeah,
lean. What I
lane.
found interesting was their choices of what they're doing with sports equipment between Marvel Legends and has like and Joe, right? So this football, it's going to go into Red Dog's hand, but Taurus has no football hand, so these two can't play ball together. We've
Yeah,
noticed
they
that right away.
can't play catch. Yeah,
No, Taurus throws like a girl for one. He catches like a vegetable, I guess. But they don't have a hand attached to the football. So why couldn't they have done that with Big Lob?
yeah,
You know what I mean? Like a separate football or a separate basketball for him, and would have been beneficial too for play and photography. It just seems like an odd choice, but
yeah, yeah. Got a good point there, Carlos. Footloose and Zap could have used that football hand. Why will they not make a cupping hand? All the hands they make, and we don't have a hand to grip the forestock on something.
yeah, and I think the answer to that lies in how they're doing the pegging systems with their wrists because they constantly have different pegging systems per wrist,
Yeah,
right? With different rods, and so it's different designs they have in their system. But yeah, I mean, you're basically sacrificing your hands to stretch if you're using some of those gear. I think classified fans have become at peace with it somewhat.
wow.
Probably not a whole lot, but
Where do you get Zap?
Oh, I knew that was coming.
Yeah, where do you get zapped? Not only you
Yeah.
ruin that hand, you actually grind the thumb down.
Yeah.
Uh,
And
I second the need for a ball cupping hand.
well, and so sometimes they phone it in and they give you a version of the Cobra Commander globe clutching hand like that,
Yeah,
right? Marvel Legends is notorious. Like that's their gun holding hand for a lot of their figures that come with rifles,
yeah,
right? And that's nothing, man. If you're not closing your fingertips over what you're holding, are you even holding it? Like,
yeah. You
you
just
know?
balancing it. Um, yeah, pegging system. We got ball cupping hands and pegging systems going on.
You know who's going to be able to dunk on Big Lob though, just for hand use and storytelling, is Cobra Commander, pointing at the basket, cradling the
Oh
ball,
yeah,
like just stopping the dunk. you know?
pretty good. Maybe Big Lob and Red Dog will have the same skin tone, then swappable. Well, maybe be close. I bet. All right, we got to move on. So there's those guys. Here is our little ski that we finally got to see what this thing was, which most of us pretty much figured it was this. We knew this was
Yeah.
coming. We knew the swamp skier was coming, and another bad kept secret was Zanya was going to come with it. Um, I'm super excited for Zanya. I want a swamp skier. I didn't necessarily need her to come with it, but this was my most anticipated figure or character to be done right now, and I think they nailed the look. What do you think about Zanya?
Yeah, I'm with everybody else on just maybe a bit of kit criticism on the selection for her.
Yeah,
I'm on the fence of I'm on the side of the fence that says no. I like Copperhead's pistol. I like seeing it back with a dreadnought, right? Like it's not that far from the swamp where they must shop at the same gun store. The Copperhead and the dreadnoughts, right? Love the Zanya kit except for the shotgun. I don't like the shotgun,
hate
but
this.
I look at her as almost like a limited troop build because what they do with the dreadnoughts with the steel Mad Max masks now, they're separate heads or they're separate features. You're almost getting two different characters.
Yeah, I like that they did that. And Stu's asking what's the mask from. Well, the face paint is similar to what we're getting with the Zartan we're going to look
Yeah.
at, but
No,
there
man.
was a later Dreadnought that had a hockey mask, Chaos, I think. But yeah, you were going to say it. Go ahead and say it.
What was I going to say?
Oh, what you said about the hockey mask.
What about it?
Oh,
I
this
don't know
is
what you're talking about.
this
Hmm?
is straight out of Mad Max. This is humongous.
Yes. This is the guy who wanted to take over Gasoline Town, man.
Yeah. This is he had the Magnum and he had the mask.
Yeah, man. This was the first thing I was like, they made him into a pretty little girl. Awesome.
But there was a later dreadnought, one of those Wish Timu dreadnoughts named Chaos that wore a hockey mask. I don't think his was chrome. So I don't know if that's where they were leaning or if they were leaning into the kind of Mad Max thing by
Yeah.
giving
Uh,
her the Magnum.
Stu for Lunch got the name, Lord
Yeah.
Humongous. Yeah. Like
Lord,
picture her with that voice. From a move.
that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Um, so I am not a fan of really her weapons. The blade is a good fit for her, but she's a scrappy, like she wants to get up close, and she's a knife person. So I
Can
mean
you
it's fine, but I think there were much better weapon choices in the
yeah,
line.
I
And
agree.
I said that last week, like she is one of the Z relatives that lead the Dreadnoks, and all of them had their own individual bladed weapon that was a signature to them. And she didn't get one.
And I don't understand how come the Python Patrol Copperhead could get a rusted out machete that looked like blood, but they didn't do it for her. Right? There's no rust on any of this stuff. Like that. That is one brand new chameleon swamp skier right out of the box.
Yeah.
And you don't get the box. Like we all noticed that, right? But
Yeah.
no, I agree with you. The kit's kind of and she is scrappy. So I was gonna ask you, can you zoom in on the extra set of hands? Like one of them? I wanted to see because it's something that we've seen once, and I'm wondering if we're going to see it again. No, they didn't
Uh,
bother. Wouldn't it be nice to get another set of hands where a character that should have brass knuckles has the brass knuckles?
yeah, I thought you were going to say bloodied hands like we got with Big Bo.
Sure. Any combination of the two would have fit Zanya's character and exactly what you were just talking about. Like she is a scrapper, right? But if you go up to the top right corner, that's remember when somebody mentioned October Guard and I said, pay attention to Zanya,
Yeah.
right? There you go. I can't remember the October Guard chick that has that hat.
Dana.
But there you go. I can't remember the October Guard's names half the time, but there's your positive reinforcement to keep asking about specific characters repeatedly, you know.
And horror shows was kind of
Horror show was one I was thinking of too.
But they both but this being a female sized head sculpt, Dana had one.
Yeah. What's going on, K-Mac?
Here, what's up, man? Machete will get more use than that hand cannon. I just thought like she's a small character. That was her whole thing. She's small and scrappy. She beats up dudes and fights. And I just thought the big magnum. I mean, it's fine, but I just thought it was a weird choice for her as a sidearm, and it is kind of small. I said that last week for Copperhead. Being such a big dude, that is a small magnum. Like it's tooled small, so it will probably look better with her than it does with Copperhead.
Yeah, I mean, I'm in Club Magnum. I'm all about it, but I could understand some people going, "No, little thing like that ain't gonna carry around no big hand cannon like that." No, right? How many 60th anniversary Marine snipers do you have? Because that leg holster is small, removable, and would accommodate a smaller choice for this Zanya. Problem solved. Moving on. You know,
Yeah.
I hate saying that on a digital render, like pre-plan your kit swapping, but it's not like it's a huge obstacle with the character like that.
Well, we all know the shotgun's going in the parts bag.
Oh fuck yes. I want multiples of this buck. And this is another thing I noticed just from paying attention in chats when people talked about this on You Pop, Punk, others, right? Whenever this comes up, there's people that want multiples of the swamp skier, right? But don't want multiples of Zanya.
Yeah.
I'm going to get multiples of either or. So I'm kind of like one of those guys where like, hey, if you don't want your Zanya, sell it to me. Hey, you know, I might not want my extra swamp skier. Anybody want to buy it? You know what I mean? Like it's one of those kits where you've got two neat little commodities that go together really well, but they could be separate and it's fine.
Yeah, this is another like she's a good choice to come with the swamp skier, but I don't really think anybody wanted one and was like, I really need this to come with her or her to come with this. But I'm super excited for this figure. Like that's my only gripes really is I don't really like her weapon choice, but the figure looks awesome.
I'll just tell you as a guy who probably peaked in his 20s and 30s. I was a guy with a big thing for chicks with cornrows. So yeah, Zanya, I'm like, yeah, that's a cool character to have. I like that look, right? Like,
yeah, I mean, I remember when you first saw her, it was right here, and it's like, oh man, she got green, funky dreadlocks. Like, dude, I'd be hitting on this chick and getting shot down so fast.
William Emery, was that you? That was I was talking to in the chats. I thought it was Evil Dookie and someone else, but yeah, okay. Yeah, man. Yeah, like you and I could talk about switching back and forth what we don't need. But yeah, this figure.
Then we get her Pappy.
Yeah.
From the waist up, I like it. He's Jokerized.
Yeah, no kidding, man. Um, yeah, no, it's okay. This is the one I knew. Like, I don't even care what they did to Raptor to make him cool or Crystal Ball to make him cool. This one's going to get in their way, and here he is in their way. Um, I I don't even like the buck for a dreadnought. Right, the pants. You said it right there from the waist up. Okay, but who wants to buy a figure just because the waist up's okay?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, nobody's swapping like waists and torsos, yeah, really. So, um, I do think the vest looks great. I do think for what it is, I think the head sculpt looks really good. The paint, the mohawk. I just never saw Zartan as like this. And I guess you could
No,
always say, well, he's in one of his disguises, you know.
this looks like some bad straight to VHS movie you would rent back in like the early 91, 92. Like Kevin Sorbo is a ninja on a revenge in a post-apocalyptic wasteland, right? Like it's I saw the Ninja Force character that came out in the original line, and I knew that this was gonna end up looking like this. So I'm not pissed off about it. And I to anybody who loves this, I mean, I get it. They do what they do for it, but
Yeah.
never really got excited for this. And they're all the hype about, well, now they've included a string on the bow so you can replace it. I'm like, that's just not enough, man.
It's not enough to get me hyped for it. And there's Matthew saying, "I just want that bow."
Well,
uh, what's up,
and it's not
Reebok?
like they have a history of, like their kit, going, yeah, these small intricate string pieces are going to be very easy to manipulate and won't fall out at any given point either,
Yeah,
right? Like,
yeah. This
great, now
this
I have no string.
yeah, this is definitely going to stay in here when you pop it in here and put this on the shelf. That's no, it's not.
And I don't like naysaying a character because it's just a digital render, and I'm a big advocate of things change once you get them in your hand and or get them out of the box and really have an appreciation for what they've done. Can't always get that through a screen sometimes, right? But
Yeah,
no, I'm buying this one with gritted teeth, probably, if I buy it.
I hope that the pants, the green and the purple, are toned down a little bit. We have seen them do that from render to figure, so maybe. But there's the original. It's not very. They have toned it down.
Yeah, he's like, I'm the Kurgan from Highlander there.
Happy Halloween, ladies.
Yeah, exactly.
So, Carlos saying if you throw some Iron Grenadier arms and legs on him, you could get a Ghost Rider Captain Jeffries.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Some people demand sleeves. He's in the I demand sleeves club in my eyes. First off, if you wear pants like that,
I've got those pants. Um,
well, you've
I,
got
li-
sleeves.
I like this. Viper Scout says somehow this is Ninja Force and his other outfit is Dreadnought.
That's a fair point too.
That's a very good point.
Ah, we could be at this
Zartan,
all night. Yeah,
Zartan would like to extend to you an invitation to the pants party.
but you know where Zartan belongs, just in his clique, anyways. The 70s, which we're talking about tonight, because that look, that's 70s punk rock.
What is that though? That's hung over.
70s, 80s.
It's hung.
What's
That's
that?
hung over Zart. That's hung over Zart. Yeah, Adrian, we did it.
It's what it looks like when you go bow hunting with head trauma, right? Like,
God damn, that's bad. Oh
yeah.
God. Oh, got Gab Venge hopping in with us. Can join the chat. This is not a open night tonight, but we will do it.
But
All right.
do stay tuned to 3-star draw on some Friday nights, once a month. Usually, he tries to hold things, and and Punko Toys and all them. There are chat groups, but they're usually on Friday nights. Guys are doing those.
So there's that one. So then we got to bring up our mystery.
Mm-hmm.
Mystery, maybe a cowboy, maybe not. So we're supposed to find out who this is on Saturday at some point during the day at New York Toy Fair. Not gonna run into what it could or couldn't be. I think that's been done to death, but
God, yeah.
It's not Wild Bill.
No.
We've been told it's definitely not Wild Bill.
No.
So
The constant rebuttal has been that this is an all new character, right? So read into that what you will. All new character. Is that all new to Joe? Is that all new to classified line? Is that all new to what? Right. So we'll find out.
That's that has been my question. Is it new to completely G.I. Joe or just an older guy we hadn't seen yet? Whatever. So I'm hoping maybe this will be something from comics, but who knows?
So let me ask you a question, because it's not like they do this every wave. But do you think the speculation and the hype that came around this just over the last couple of days would make them tempted to do this every wave when they do digital renders? Like, and the mystery fifth figure is, or do you think they're just doing this uniquely because they're felt like it?
I think if it is an entirely new made up character that we've never heard of or seen before in any medium, I think it's a one off. If it is not, I can see them doing this more often. And I don't really think that it's a bad idea.
No, it just occurs to me then they must have thought of doing this either after the Dire Viper or the Ghost Viper, or they, for whatever reason, made it a point not to with the Ghost Viper, because that was a completely generated character as well, right? Like,
yeah, you might have been able to tell from the outline of him though that it was some type of
perhaps, yeah.
viper, but I don't know. So there we go. Saturday. So next time on the battlefield, we'll be able to talk about what this was.
Mhm. And there are people out there that know what it is, but they
Yeah.
aren't going to say anything, right? Because it's clear intent here is to have some sort of surprise. Respect it.
Yeah. So there are definitely people who already know who this is. We're not one of them.
You're not.
Well, yeah, I'm not.
I am.
Yeah, I don't know, and I don't. I probably could have found out, but I.
Oh, he won't be by the end of the tonight. You'll be like, okay, I'm staying around. Tell me. No.
I might want to be surprised.
Yes, and that's the thing, is like I still enjoy these games, right? Like I don't know if I'd want them to do this every wave, but I appreciate that they approached a character this way a little bit. Let your mind wander.
This is the kind of stuff that I wish they would do for the damn HasLab. Go back to that. More of this.
Yeah, because the his team was kind of like this, right? Like, here's what we're thinking, know.
I don't think that axe is reuse. I think that one's all new. I don't think that's not shadow trackers. I don't believe. I don't
no, it's not
that bend in it. So I think that's a new axe.
And like when you see shapes like that, right? Like, okay, the hat and the axe and things like this. Well, that's deco worth spending for them to make unique to one figure, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, the knife is not new and the pistols are not new.
There you go. So Wild Bill pistols, anything's knife, but this unique character has one accessory weapon and a headdress that's unique to their character. You won't see a lot of reuse out of it till later.
Yep. So there's our renders, and we're gonna go over some 70s stuff and talk about some stuff that might be cool to see in classified. So I don't have actual slides for these. I just have the websites we're going to look at.
So just some insight as to how the topic kind of came about was the speculation around what if it's a cowboy, just a cowboy, right? Then would it fall under a legacy line addition to the GI Joe classified, because they're making kind of like this, you have your African American head and your white head, but this time it's a cowboy, not a cop or a firefighter, and things like that. And where would they be able to justify the idea? And they keep going back to 82 through 94. Now they're going through comics. With Helix, they went to the video game, things like this. But here sits the 60s and the 70s. Now, when we looked at it, Darren and I, the 60s didn't have a whole lot worth talking about because it was a new line, small footprint. But the 70s had some stuff. So that's why we decided to talk about it.
And they had to pivot in the 70s and get away from military stuff because of Vietnam, very unpopular conflict, and they had to keep their line going. So how do we get boys to play with these if they don't have guns and knives?
And that's right. And it's like, yeah, and 'cause some people might be too young to remember, but the Vietnam conflict, as it's now occurred, was once called the Vietnam War. And that was by public consensus, and that was not a popular war. It got degraded down to a conflict towards the end by classification, but the public sentiment was lost during Vietnam, so they had to go to Adventure Joe.
Adventure team. So
Yeah.
leading into, is that new mystery figure a cowboy? I give you the 1976 Canadian Wild West cowboy.
Yeah.
I can't blow the pictures up, but I can put it on full screen.
And that's fair. That's what I stumbled across, right? And I was like, this is unique. And then Darren found it after I said, I don't even know if that was a real Joe. He's like, no, here it is. I didn't know we had our own Canadian versions of these.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
like my pappy.
He's got a Pizza Hut tablecloth and all for a shirt. He's in the wilderness and fashioned into a shirt. And he can dance.
And for some reason, it's still 1918 and 1970 for GI Joes in Canada. Still looking for gold.
But this site is Vintage 3D Joes, and Crow actually sent me another one too that's on the Toy Collector's Guide site. This one I thought was a little more comprehensive.
Sure.
And here's the rest of the Canadian releases from 76. So you have a kind of a generic polar explorer who looks a whole lot like Snow Job.
So this one I did think had a little bit of just a, hey, picture this in classified for a second as a legacy-esque line, right? Where you have your generic builders that weren't a part of the line that we're normally used to. By tweaking this a little bit to make it related to current geopolitics, like a new line of winter defense soldiers, right, under the new NORAD or the Golden Umbrella or Golden Dome or whatever it's called, right? Like the interest in the North will grow over time. So these kind of characters, I look at them, I'm like, is there a place for that? Public sentiment with a cool figure like that. That's all I looked at it for.
Arctic green shirt.
Well, just he's not military, but the Canadian Rangers, or the Inuit Rangers, right? Like they're Canadian, but they're the Aboriginal Inuit that live up in the north. They have red sweaters and red jackets. They're the defense in the north for the communities. So it'd be kind of cool to see them represented. But again, it's Canada, and this is not a Canadian company. And G.I. Joe is not the real Canadian hero. So I don't expect these things.
What if it's a Mountie?
God damn it. That would be amazing, but it's a Mountie. I just, I'm looking at it from a toy collector. I'm like, yeah, very bright and colorful. It's not something that would look good next to my Joes. Maybe next to the gung-ho and marine dress looking over the Joes, but not alongside them. It's a Mountie. He's cop, right? Like.
So here's our Kung Fu grip guys. This is just kind of showing off something they, And we all know what the kung fu grip was. So here's the
Mhm.
adventurer and just a dude in like khakis, like he's going out for safari.
Am I racist if I said right away I looked at that, but I was thinking of Robert Downey Jr. for some reason?
Not a bit.
Okay, it's okay
Not
to be that confused initially.
not a bit.
All right.
No. Oh, let's see.
Because
Carlson.
that was the other thing I noticed. If you look at the packaging in the 60s and the 70s, that era, would really offend woke culture if Hasbro didn't go out of their way to rename a lot of these. A lot of
Oh,
these.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're all like black this or that or
Yeah.
Indian
Like
this or that. Times have
it
changed.
it's literally G.I. Joe and Black Joe, right? Like
Black Joe, American hero.
go G.I. Joe and Black Joe too. Yeah.
Yeah, both of them, all the Joes. Oh, let's see. I'm the Mountie. Larry Hama comic, more notes versus werewolves. Can't wait for that.
Sure.
Notes, Mount. Okay, Mounties. I was like notes. Okay, Mounties. Yeah, the Mounties versus werewolves. Yeah, that new Hama comic that's coming
Oh,
out.
I'd have to
Yeah.
check that out. I didn't know.
Oh yeah,
Kirk
he's right.
Lazarus, thank you. That's
Yeah.
the character. Tropic Thunder. Yeah.
Yeah, I was too. I was thinking
Mhm.
Tropic Thunder too. So there's a bunch of different ones. I just wanted to show the Kung Fu grip, but what I really like are things like this, the adventure sets. This is one that I actually likes the hidden missile discovery, and you get a classic suit, man, like a classic
Sure.
60s, 70s style astronaut suit,
So
and I
I
like
love
this.
that you picked this one.
It's got a metal detector.
This is what they used to think we would. Yeah, no, this was all the spacesuits, right? But so here's the thing, right? We're coming to that line where they talk about breathing new characters and new life and things like this. And I'm used to like trying to create productive work environments and projects and teams and things like this. And the first thing I'd be doing right now, if I was Lenny and I had an arts team under me, is I would be telling them to look at this line right now, and I want 4 ideas by the end of the year of something that works that you're
Yeah,
drawing from this, right? Because you can tie it back to the heritage of this, Joe. That's the heart of this, right? It came long before 82. And just because we don't connect with it, this is your grandfather's Joe. Joe has a history, right? So moreover, I think they want to do something like that. I just don't know if they think there'd be a market for some of this because there's not for a lot of it. A lot of it is obsolete.
yeah. I mean, that's the thing is so much of it is obsolete, but I think that really it's in the sets. Like give us the adventure team. Like give us you need a man, a male, and a female with the swappable, where you can make them different ethnicities. But I think if you do that and then you do the sets, because there were so many sets to buy
Yes.
interchange with these, I think people would buy it, if not to use with those figures, for all of the other things, all the Joes that we already have, photography.
Yeah.
Give us some space accessory sets.
No,
Here's
you're 100% right. Yeah.
just give us some variety of stuff. Now, here's another one. I don't know how well this one might work, but this is the pygmy gorilla capture adventure set.
Yeah. Yeah. So, um, can we get to that in a second? You were talking about the accessory sets, and it's just that the accessory sets to me, I don't understand Hasbro's current reluctance based off the success of what they've seen with the line and the people that are collecting them and what they're visiting other lines and aftermarket pieces for. They this has always been a part of Joe, and they're in every other market. It's called an expansion set. Every game
Yes.
has it, video games have it, Trading card games have it. It's very common in a retail product to build an expansion set. And I don't understand why GI Joe Classified has really steered away from that, especially when you see how core it was to its popularity back when it was started.
Look at something like this, the training center, this tower with the zip line rappelling down. It's got a hook. You got
Mm.
searchlight. You got all this stuff with it. How cool would something like this be where you could set up your own we got Sergeant Slaughter and the Marauders and the Renegades are coming. You could
Yep.
set up the slaughterhouse.
So part of that would be time and market, right? Like, so back in the day, like you got to also remember these were Barbie doll scale 12-inch figures.
Yep.
All these accessories, these play sets were huge spaces in the children's playroom, or up in the attic, wherever kids played with their toys, right? These were massive hunks of plastic that parents were buying to do it today. Like now, the price of making plastic and the way we're doing it, it just seems like you can close that out and say, no, it's not worth doing financially now. I don't know why it was so abundant back then. They were in post-war era too, right? But
Yeah. But there's so many good ideas in here for things like that. I mean, look at this. This is the secret mission to Spy Island. It's got the damn inflatable raft and the little radio flare guns,
yeah, and you can
TNT.
kind of see it. That's the granddaddy of the Nightlander right there, right? And looks like shipwreck version too.
Yeah,
Uh, it's got
yeah,
Firefly's gun.
yeah, little Stein. Um, but so I'm got them where I'm flipping back and forth, looking
Yeah.
at the different sets here.
You showed the little Bigfoot, and I said, "Can we get back to that one?" Right, because this was the other part of the lore. Did you still have that slide, or is it kind of just lost in the shuffle now? It's fine if it
Oh
is.
no, I've got two open, and while we're talking about one, I'm looking for another.
There we go. So, as I understand, cliff notes on this, and why there's a baby ape, or just why he's protecting that ape with a rifle and things like this is at some point they realized like GI Joe still needs an enemy. Right? Like you can't just
Yes.
tell him that his enemy is nature. Conquer it. Yes. Okay. We've got 4x4s. You're done. No, it was he needed an enemy. So they created like these ape like people, like a race, something
Yeah.
not human. So it was okay to kill them. And that's where I think this ape becomes more and more relevant, right? Because you see a lot of jungle and then they're fighting some sort of gorilla like character. And I think that's the one that they made, right?
Yeah, there's another one that is well, I lost. There's another one that's like capture the white tiger. It's kind of the same thing as the pygmy gorilla one.
Yeah.
But they did, let's see, find the one that I looked at earlier. There's one I saw earlier when I was looking at these, and I'm trying to find where the hell it's
That's
at.
okay. I'm gonna mute my mic and let you.
Let's
I'll be
see.
back in 1 minute.
All right, I'll be here. There's some of the cool. I mean, they even had some cool ass vehicles. So I know this one is one that a lot of people really dug. Was the mobile support vehicle? He's actually got this at Yojo Depot. This exact one, this command center thing here for him. I mean, this thing's huge. These are 12-inch figures. This thing's enormous. All of it, and this is all stuff that they did in the freaking 70's. But there's so many good ideas in here that I think people would be interested in if they did a line like you could just have some base figures and you wouldn't have to do a whole lot of different figures as long as you really did a bunch of these cool accessory packs for them to turn these into the adventure team. There's so much here, and with people, like I said, doing pictures and all the different things that we're doing with them now as adults, I think they're out of their mind not to try to tap into some of it. And you back? I hear you clicking. Can you hear me? Oh, we're losing volume again.
Having audio issues. I don't know if you can hear me.
I can now.
You hear me?
Yeah,
I can't
now.
hear you. Just give me a minute.
All right. This happens once in a while. Sigma 6 Storm Shadow came with a Tiger. That's right. He did. This Sigma 6 stuff was way out of my wheelhouse. I was not into any of the Sigma 6 stuff. This is one that I saw when I was looking at them earlier. Was this was Revenge of the Spy Shark. You get a shark outfitted with a radio device that you can send in to spy on the enemy, so they could have this dude going in to spy on hydro vipers. They outfit the shark with listening devices and send him in. That's some G.I. Joe shit, though. Like, that's exactly the kind of shit they do. What if we get Deep Six with that dolphin and he's got the radio transmitter and all of that stuff? They actually did that. That's one of the things our government cooked up. Cobra poachers. We got Naugahyde. That's what Noggy was.
Oh, can you hear me okay?
I can hear you.
Okay, yeah. Once my headphones cut out, because that's where my mic is, my Mac needs to leave StreamYard for the studio part just for a second, because it'll tell you that my speaker is engaged. It wasn't. I couldn't hear a damn thing.
Nah.
Yeah.
What do you think about Revenge of the Spy Shark?
Again, not everything's going to work for a market, right? But again, like, look at everything a company was willing to invest with because kids were willing to play with it. Because again, like you were talking about, these were 12 inches. These were huge, fun interaction toys. And the more you took them outside, the longer you stayed outside. Parents loved them, right? So they nurtured these. They'd come home like Leave It to Beaver. Ward would have a G.I. Joe accessory kit under his arm, and the kids would be good all week, right? Like,
yep. And just like with the Real American Hero stuff, when we got the little sets like the Bivouac or the Night Landing or the little action packs, that's what the adventure. That's what these sets were. They changed the uniform, get some different accessories to play with, and you're turning what you got into something else for $3 or whatever it was back then.
And to me, it's the connective tissue between G.I. Joe and its current market that's missing from all other iterations, because what that was a respect to the multiple different budgets of families whose children liked G.I. Joe. Maybe mom couldn't afford to buy you a vamp because you wanted it that year because mom doesn't have a job and she was getting fed an allowance from dad. But maybe she sprung every other week for a little accessory pack to go with the figure that they were getting you. Like, that price point was perfect for budgets and parents nurturing their kids, right? We priced ourselves out of that, and it's not about children at all now. But the demand is still there.
Absolutely. That's still a niche. That's still a demand that needs to be met with stuff like this.
And
Chad saying Dusty's still his favorite classified. Love a desert loadout adventure set.
There you go, right? So Gasland Mechanics, I believe you grew up in Ontario as well. Like, we clearly had a market for it out here because growing up in the 70s and 80s, like I did, these were your uncles and aunts G.I. Joes or your dad's G.I. Joes, and you saw remnants and evidence of them while you were exploring this new 3 3/4 G.I. Joe going, what do you mean this came from that, right? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here is one that this is one of the ones I was looking for, and you were just talking about you guys up there having the landscape for it. We've been talking about getting the old man with the dog sled team. So
So,
there's your dog sled.
so
There's
this,
actually another one of these too.
yeah, I'm glad you saw this one because we do talk about this one a little bit, don't we?
Yeah,
Yeah.
quite a bit. This one comes up a lot when we talk about these guys.
And so as a design strategy, I would make it like a generic thing, but I would have a Quinn head or you know what I mean? Like I would get my reference to a Joe cartoon in there, but I would make it a universal toy, right? Because Hasbro is well aware they're not just feeding the GI Joe classified line when they make some generic stuff. They're well aware that some people bought police figures and firefighter figures that were Marvel fans and not GI Joe fans.
Yep.
You know,
But this one, I like this one, man. But yeah, we different stuff, mixing in different stuff, buying that stuff that fills that niche to fit in with playing with your Joes. This one, here's another one. Talk about fitting in with GI Joe stuff. Here's the Coils of Doom. With two vehicles. It's got a little amphibious four-wheeler. I can't think of the name of them.
yeah.
Six-wheeled thing. They're badass. They're expensive as shit. But it's got that, and then it's got the little one-man pontoon boat with a snake, and he's got a damn snake wrangling stick. How about that for some G.I. Joe stuff?
Yeah. That vehicle, the six-wheel vehicle, I know what you're talking about. They were huge back then. Like it was like the idea of a gator or a quad 4x, you know, like what we have now that you go bush bashing with. That was their invention. Buzz Lightyear, the toys that I keep making the customs out of, some dollar stores have a Buzz Lightyear version that I've seen a few people make really cool customs, very much like one of those out of them.
Okay.
I've been trying to find one of those. I'm like, oh yeah, the six-wheeler is a Buzz Lightyear. Gotta find that.
It's I guess it'd be like a lunar rover or something. Yeah.
The chassis and design is so similar. Like you just be like, yeah, if you're over 40, you recognize that what that custom is, right? Like
and man, guys, driving me crazy that I can't think of the name of that thing. Is it a Argos?
I wouldn't remember. I grew up in areas like too far away from the woodline sometimes to ever see anyone who needed one, but you'd see them in cottage country all the time. And through the 80s, you'd see them, they've been overgrown. Like I don't think they were a very sustainable recreational vehicle unless you were mechanically inclined.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, Stu saying those were in the back of Popular Mechanics magazine's ads for instructions to make your own. I got it right. Argos. Yeah. I knew it was something water because of Jason and the Argonauts. That every now and then one will come up for sale here. I actually went and looked at one back in like 2014 or 15. There was one for sale around here, and man, it wasn't in good shape. It still floated, but it was about all it did.
I just remember the ones that I saw at the cottage. I remember my buddy, not my buddy, but my neighbors, the kid that I played with, his dad had one overgrown in the back, and you would think that these things ran on Budweiser. The number of beer cans just dropping out in this thing, right? Like it was the ultimate drinking and driving vehicle of the time, I think.
Yeah, I mean you can't flip it. But here's one that comes up all the time when we talk about legacy stuff. Smoke jumpers. Is it Viper Scout? Is it you that's always wanting the smoke jumper? It's one that I see come up a lot that people talk about. So here's your set and chainsaw, and an actual chainsaw, not one that mounts on the end of a ridiculous rifle. And
And a
Suit.
fire extinguisher that has actual nozzle instead of just, here's a hose and a gun.
Yep. Good luck with that. But so I mean, shit like this, man, you could take these accessories, do some stuff like this. There's all kinds of gold they could mine for extra small sales that I think enough people would be down for. Let's see.
I mean, like I said, I just keep coming back to it as like sustaining a line, breathing life into it. Where are you going to source your ideas from? And I would be really curious if Hasbro hasn't already looked at this and pulled something or anything, or why they've dismissed it if they said, yeah, we looked at it, we're not interested, right?
I'd love to be able to be in and hear and be a fly on the wall for some of those meetings.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, is this the one? Yeah, so this is the one. So they actually have done something like this one in the kind of one of the smaller anniversary lines. This was the astronaut spacewalk mystery set that comes with the little capsule. Like something like this would be cool, man. But it's another one of those things that you talk about maybe being a little dated if they could find a way to modernize that. But there's your astronaut again with this tether.
So I'm already resigned to the idea that we are eventually going to get a legacy astronaut. And the reasoning behind it isn't because the astronauts are the iconic champions they were in the 80s. Every kid wanted to be one, right? Like they're very popular. It's not so much now, not the same way. But if you look at G.I. Joe 90, 92 to 94, Star Brigade, and then the characters that come out of them, G.I. Joe going to space. Yeah, I mean, eventually they might tackle an astronaut Joe. And then you have Kit Reeves. And then you can see where a legacy astronaut might have, markability, right? Oh, you got to troop build these astronauts because you were doing a space station theme.
Yeah.
Photography. Here,
dark rooms.
Yeah, if we do these aliens right, you'll troop build them. Here they are.
Yep. Monstro Viper and with the Max. What was the Max one? Max
Lobotomax?
Lobotomax. That's what I'm thinking.
I always like that name. Seemed like you just mindless.
Todd says kids these days want to be influencers. They ain't marketing this for kids. We all know they got that 4 and up on there, but they're aimed at us and we want them.
I think kids are privately going, please don't let me grow up to be a toy collector. Please don't let me grow up to be a toy collector.
Oh, shit. All that money Dad's spending on these toys, he could buy me new RAM for my computer.
No, but nonetheless, I mean, like the way heroes were when we were growing up with G.I. Joe at its heyday, it's just not the same perceptions. And try making a G.I. Joe classified figure out of a YouTube influencer. It's not gonna have the same impact, right? So
I can think of at least 5 people that would buy that.
Yeah. Troop build.
Troop build. I'll make all my friends.
Yeah.
They just all got to be either black or white and the same height.
So is that it for our slides?
Oh, man, I'm just going through the website.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just going back and forth on the website. I didn't really have any like particular ones other than some I had written down to look at.
No, that's fair. It's just like you had mentioned when we were talking about how we were going to approach this, that you would just click on the site and whatnot. How many people have stuck with us through all that nostalgia?
We got 31, still got 31 clinging on. Thank you all.
All right, I want all of you to stand up, give yourselves a pat on the back, stretch, take a leak, do whatever you got. You earned it tonight.
You earned it. So here's the splash page for the 70 to 76 adventure team. And these are all the different, I'll blow it up. These are all the different categories of stuff, and I was just looking through these.
Mhm.
So, I mean, you got sets with vehicles, carded sets, adventure sets. There's the Canadian stuff.
But
So
one
much.
So the reason this was so viable, like I said, I think the plastic situation and the cost of plastics was a much different era back then too, right? But
Yeah.
and the way that these were being purchased was probably way more casual than what we do today. But also fabrics and plastic type fabrics, with the uniforms that were included in these sets to go over Naked Joe. We wouldn't want that today, I don't think. And if we did want it, we'd want it to be a high quality, and that would price them out, right? Like if you
Yeah.
look at like most high qualities that use soft goods now, you're like Mythic Legions and beyond, you're pricing this out, right? So
Oh yeah, for sure. Um, but so some of these little things right here, the little action packs, we saw these again about 12, 13 years later, didn't we? All these little mini sets. Look, I mean, there's literally the bike, the helicopter, the underwater thing. We saw this shit in Real American Hero.
and I think at the time they were costing like, I want to say it was like between 75 cents and $1.75 when we got them in the 82 to 94 line, like the little wind up, attach it to a string and watch it to go across a zip string or skitter across the floor,
Yeah.
like those price point vehicles. And they were enough to keep the kid amused while mom finished doing groceries and doing things like that. Like again, we don't need those price points per se, but if they did them, we'd buy them.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, we would. I would. So look at that. I mean, little bike folds up. He can wear it on his back.
Right? How much play is that?
Yeah, I mean that it's great. It's great. It's probably not much bigger than some of the backpacks they're putting with these guys now.
Yeah. I mean, you have this, and then there's heavy duty and scrap iron. Or sorry,
Yeah,
heavy metal. Or it's not heavy metal.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Metalhead, pardon me. Metalhead.
Yeah, metalhead. But so there's our turbo copter, go gadget copter.
Now
I
remember
don't
Viper
I
coming
don't.
just like this.
Yeah, it's a Annihilator.
Yep.
Actually, it's this, but this was one of the little action packs that you could get. It was the helicopter one.
Yeah.
There's little stuff like that. Let's see any of these that you want to look through particularly.
No.
That
I
you
just
said?
wanted to draw eyes on the theory of it, really, more than anything, right? When Emily says everything's on the table, it's a bigger table than some people are acknowledging, even them sometimes, I think.
Yeah, I do too. So here's back to the pig. They had the pygmy gorilla, the white tiger hunt. They had the abominable snowman. Like, check that out. It's just a gorilla painted white.
Nope, that was the biggest enemy they had, that little abominable snowman, and they kicked its ass.
That's abominable junior. And look at that snow job. There's snow job.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think abominable means what you think it means, snow job.
Yeah. You do not need a rifle that big to take that thing down, snow job. He's like a 38.
Yeah.
And Chad saying I had 3 wet bikes growing up, and they were the closest you could get to the swamp bike.
Right. There you go.
Smoke jumper. Oh, okay. I got you, Stu. Smoke jumper, smoking Joes. I got you.
But that's still, I mean, smoke jumper is just up there with firefighter, right? It's the same job, just one guy feels like he's got to jump out of a plane to do it. So
Yeah,
I'd buy it. I've seen the movie.
that's right. So I mean, unless there's any other specific ones you want to look at, I'm
good.
good.
We don't need to swim the waters deep. We've swam them.
All right. Let's see. Let me find out how to get us back on screen here. All right. So there's a walk back through memory lane of GI Joe. I didn't have any of that stuff, and Gaslands, he had it.
Yeah.
But this was before my time, and I didn't have any siblings or cousins or anything that were that much older than me that had any of these. So I did not in any way grow up playing with these Joes. These were never my Joes, but I would see them in, you know, at shows or whatever later. And then when they reintroduced the 12-inch Joes later, got kind of popular again. It's like those are cool. It's not my thing, but there's so much creativity there with the different stuff they were doing with these sets. I always thought it was neat. It just wasn't my scale. But now we're at 1/12, 6-inch figures, and it's kind of a meet in the middle thing. I mean, I would love to see them delve into doing some stuff like this.
So I've always kind of seen it like this since I got into classified, because I'm old enough to remember exactly what Gasland Mechanics kind of grew up with. I knew about GI Joe before there was a GI Joe in '82. I had no interest in it. It wasn't my toy. I wasn't allowed to play with them, right?
Right.
I wasn't allowed to go touch that older kids' toys. But when it came down to my scale, you almost forgot about that connection entirely, but you were aware of it, right? Now, people who only grew up with 82 to 94 Joes, they forget all, like, there was a time where everything was on the table, right? So when
Yeah.
Emily's saying everything's on the table, I'm like, all right, this is why I don't get caught up in, I'll say it, Chad, from It's Chad, right? This division between the scales, who's the God scale, true scale, is one just a monopolizer of the other. Like GI Joe has transitioned 3 times.
Yeah.
I'm expecting a fourth at some point. I'm kind of surprised the tabletop miniature game of the 88 millimeter or whatever they are, little miniatures, hasn't taken off better than it has, but I don't think it's been approached properly. But I think
Yeah.
that's another very lucrative market for this kind of property, right? GI Joe
Yeah.
is going to go whichever the way the wind will blow and gets your money, right? So
Gasland saying they did 4 technically.
there you go.
Well, I mean, I mean, you got Sigma 6, Sergeant Savage.
Yes, yeah, now that you say it, I acknowledge that was a different scale as well, right? And then you could phase it out 3 3/4, 4-inch, right? You
Yeah.
keep going, but you see the point is just to start going into a classism approach between which GI Joe is the superior GI Joe. I'm like, it's irrelevant. It's the property. I like the property, and if you nurture the property, like, you can grow it, right?
Yep. Sigma 6 and Super Joe were 8. Were Sigma 6 8? I thought they were 6. I thought they were 6-inch. I might be wrong. I thought
I
they were
remember
6-inch because they were carded.
when the X-Men 97 shows, or the X-Men originally was on Fox, they had their own line of figures, and I was trying to remember if they were 4-inch or 5-inch, but I thought these ones we were just talking about were that scale as well, because that was a popular scale in the 90s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that kind of off scale. Gasland said they were 5 or so. So yeah, that kind of middle scale. So anyway, just wanted to take a look at some of that stuff and just show that there's stuff out there that could be done. And just like Real American Hero took a lot of inspiration from these. I mean, we just saw it with the sets, the play sets, the small sets. I mean, we just saw Snow Job not from 1974. So yeah, just stuff's out there.
Well, and it just kind of goes with where I think the company's relatability is trying to be right now, which is like, hey, yes, we make a Real American Hero figures, but we open it up to try and, do some real world iconic people like police, firefighters, these legacy lines. And I'm just like, yeah, I don't know if they necessarily need to think up anything new, but maybe re-envision some of the stuff they've thought of in the past, and they're
Yeah.
good to go. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because does that mean that they don't have to acquire any licenses at all if they had it in their arsenal from back in the day? I don't know how that works either, right? So,
And a lot of the stuff that we were just looking at, a lot of it's generic stuff. It's just equipment, snowshoes and rubber rafts. Like they could take that stuff and run with it and just make it their own in this scale.
and then, yeah, I mean, you could shut the whole argument down just by saying, well, I don't think it's financially viable. And you're probably right. But it was interesting enough,
Yeah. I mean, I had a good time looking through this stuff. There's some hokey shit in here, but there's some really good ideas in here too.
Well, I mean, history is cyclical, right? Like after Vietnam, people didn't really feel comfortable supporting little toy soldiers with guns, right? So Joe went that direction, right? And we've had some pretty violent few decades under us over the last few, and we've got a lot of people that have, formed more opinions about weapons and things like this. So while GI Joe has a foothold in 6-inch figures with military toys, they can use this as a gateway to open up 6-inch figures without guns. And there's probably a market there, and they support each other really well.
Yeah, I think so too. I was thinking that same thing. We're kind of at a point that was like during the early and mid 70s with people's views on things a little bit. So I think it would be a good time to try to do something like that.
Yeah, I mean, towards the end of 94, they made the choice to go to the sci-fi stuff. And if you look at the politics at the time, this was right around Iraq, like Desert Storm, all that post era.
Yeah.
And I don't know if the company was willing to bet on that, or you know what I mean? Like you just have to kind of imagine what those boardrooms were talking about, going, shut it down.
Not yet. Not then. No, not at that time.
Yeah.
So that was kind of our discussion for tonight. Don't really have any other closing thoughts on there. Let's see. We got Steve from Delta 17 jumping in saying maybe soldiers running up the hill with some pink flamingos under their arms with pool noodles.
That's what we need, Steve. It's like soldiers on R&R, right? The party version of the soldiers. You could reuse Rock and Roll's hand, but now it's just a drunk face behind it,
Always, something like that makes me think of the scene in Starship Troopers, right before they deploy, and here's the entertainment, here's the booze, or here's the beer.
Yeah, anything like that. I guess William Emery, you're taking off. Have a good night, buds.
Oh, well, we are kind of wrapping it up,
so just so that people, Steve, while you're here, Mr. Delta 17 himself, you suggest it, you do it. I mean, you can't argue that Leonidas wouldn't look cool kicked back on a Delta 17 lawn chair kit.
A cooler of beer.
You know it. I need a 6-inch Leonidas. But I need a 3 3/4-inch lawn chair first.
Yeah, that's something. There you go. Accessory kits. He's working. Says he's working on it.
Yeah, bro. I'll see you. I'll see you in a few months. Let's sit down and have a drink and just listen to what you are willing to tell me.
About 4.5 months, roughly. It's creeping up.
It's common.
Creeping up. Steve, are you guys going to Toylanta? I think I asked you and you said y'all weren't, but I don't remember for sure. Next month in Duluth. Not Duluth. Dothan? No. Tuck, where is it?
I don't know. I only knew Duluth when you talked about it because I watched Fargo.
Yeah, that's why it come to mind. It's not Duluth. Why? I can't think of the damn name of the town it's in.
Delaware.
Yeah, there's Pop Blender saying, "Yep, 6-inch Leonidas. Get on that."
Yeah.
Got your booth there, John Emerald Knight. Okay, so Emerald Knight's there. Cool.
Cool, cool.
Good look, cool. Look forward to seeing him again. He we hung out a little bit last year. So yeah, funny story about that too. Let's see. Gasland saying Sigma 6 had 2 scales, 8-inch and then 2.5-inch with the vehicles. I don't remember that much about them. I didn't like them.
So that that draws it again. I'll show it again. Kamakura, but with a different look. But that's where Kamakura come from, wasn't he? In Sigma 6?
No, he was in Devil's Due. He was invented in
I thought
yeah.
Who am I thinking of? There was somebody they sourced out of Sigma 6, or maybe I. Then again, what do you think if they could source someone from Sigma 6? I've seen some of the interpretations of some of the Joes, and I'm like, I'm not sure there's not a market for that.
There would be some, but I don't know, man. I think Sigma 6 would be a hard sell. There would be a couple characters there, I think, but I don't know. I think most of us were too far. It was just so far removed from what we knew. It was for me. I mean, I wasn't collecting anymore, but by the time it come out, I just looked at Sigma 6. I was like, what the fuck is this? This ain't G.I. Joe.
But I mean, like, we have often acknowledged that existed within our own collecting time frame. Maybe 2 and 94. There was a cutoff point somewhere between 86 and 89 for most people going, yeah, no, now that looks stupid. Right?
Yeah.
Like, other people look back at our stuff going, why did you settle for such plain figures?
Yeah. And Carlos saying Kamakura was Spy Troops, Valor versus Venom era. He was a Devil's Due character. He was invented in Devil's Due.
Yeah, I thought he appeared in the animated series at some point, but I think I had that confused because I know that they had the animated series had a version of a bat that was in the Arctic. Because when Classified made up an Arctic bat, and I was trying to source images, I stumbled across it, and it was from 6, but that might have been.
Yep. Oh, so all right, man. So what you got coming up over on the Crusty Old Crow channel? Hell, you've already reviewed everything that's coming.
That's true. I've reviewed everything that's coming. I haven't reviewed everything that's here, and not everything that's coming has gotten here yet. So I still haven't gotten the retro wave. That's why no one has seen me do Zap or the Crazy Legs or the Crimson Guard or anything like that. But I am finishing up more photography on the M113 and some video, and then I'm going to wing it with a narrative on that and have the M113 video out hopefully before the weekend. So by Friday night, ideally by tomorrow night. And just going from there. And then Saturday, my son turned 15 the other day, and we didn't get to spend the birthday together because of the blizzard. So Saturday we're all going out and doing the most sane thing I can think of, which is go-karting. So
in the snow?
No, indoor go-karting. So I'm going to be feeling like a rock star slamming kids in the walls.
I want to go.
Yeah, I want you. I want all you guys to come with us.
Wouldn't
GoPro, and maybe he'll let me borrow it and send me the video. You can watch me.
Wouldn't do that. Oh, that'd be great.
You can hear. We'll do it uncensored. Crow versus kids. You guys know how I feel about the war on children. You buy them toys once a year, and the rest of the year you engage.
Rubbins racing, fucking kids. So,
if you're not mine.
I hope you have a good time doing that, and y'all get to make up for getting snowed out yesterday, or snowed in, I guess. And Matthew was right again. Kamakura was in Sigma 6.
He was.
Did not remember him being in Sigma 6. So I guess Sigma 6 come around later than I thought it did.
Thank you very much, Matthew, for making a point to mention something in the comments, because hey guys, I'm a flawed dude. Sometimes I'll read shit and I'll remember what I read just a little wrong. And sometimes I'll see stuff and forget that I saw it, but I was sure Kamakura had some sort of connection to Sigma 6 as well.
Yeah, I just hate that Matthew was right again, but he was. And so, yeah.
You deserve. He's the hero I needed.
Yeah, he's the hero you needed tonight. So, now, but he was invented in Devil's Due. I mean, I've got his first appearance, but I just didn't realize he made it to Sigma 6. Boy, that's a shitty looking figure.
The reason I brought it up is because he was the only representation in the forefront of my mind that I said has classified visited Sigma 6. And I was like, yes, to a lesser extent they had, but I couldn't remember what I had to support that with. So I do appreciate that. Mamu Nestor, you are correct again, sir.
Yeah. So there was yeah, I mean, there was a lot. I mean, a lot of the characters were in Sigma 6. I mean, it just entirely different versions of,
because it was Sean Collins, and like you, I'm like, that's comics, right? Like comics.
You know? Yeah, that's why. Yeah. So all right, so bam. All right. Let's see. I don't really have I don't have anything coming in to review. Oh, whenever I get a hold of the new wave of Joes for the actual jacked up price of $27.99 and not the Amazon surge price of $29.99, I'll get those and do a review on some of them. Let's see. You got a Punk's Pit on Friday night. What else coming up? Joe Fan 84 is on Thursday with a friend tomorrow over on Punk's channel. So go check that out. Other than that, man, just hanging out behind the scenes, still writing up my script for the next Cobra News Now segment. We'll be starting to do some pictures and get to work on that soon. I'm behind, but it's slow going.
Yeah. So did I tell you I figured out the waist gap issue and that we are going to have to accept it because that's the way the character is built, eh?
Yep.
So, yeah, okay. I'm going to quickly identify it because a lot of you are going to be getting these guys these weeks, and I've been identifying this a little bit. So, the diaper area and is covering what I think was a design change in how their waist rotation went, because the waist, I believe it used to sit more like a ball and socket, like almost like this, right? And that was your waist rotation going on inside. Now it's a bit lower of a cup than the same thing. And what they're compensating with is the diaper. It rides higher, and often they're covering it in this way with belts. And this is why I noticed it so much with Lifeline, is because I noticed that they're starting to anchor belts down with the leg accessories a lot more now, right? And it helps cover that, but it also helps keep it all in place, right? Everybody pointed it out with the Striker and Crankcase. And at the time, having a character be able to do a good ab crunch and sitting in a vehicle, I was like, okay, well, that almost works to the advantage, but I kind of see what you're saying. Now that I'm seeing it repeated as I go through the line, I'm looking at that diaper going, underneath that, I think something has changed in how they geared the waist. I'm not sure I'm right on that, but I'm just saying, guys, you're going to see some gaps in waist, and it's going to become a repetitive conversation for some people, I think.
Well, we will see, but you're probably right. I mean, we've already seen it with Crankcase. Yeah, I'm not a fan of that.
Yeah, that's Lifeline right there, right? Once you so it's not wrecking the figure for me, but I'm almost anticipating like going, oh, is every third comment going to be, look at that gap? Because it's not like you're wrong for saying it, but it's just like, what do you do? Right? You know, do you take the figure back knowing that the next one's going to have it and the exact next one and everyone you replace because it's the whole line? Or you look at the kit and go, okay, what's going on here? Right?
Yeah, that's what it's going to be, is enough people are going to have to get enough of those new figures and realize that this is not a issue. This is the way that they are.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm trying to see if I have an older Joe. Like I've got my Falcon here. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm right. Oh, I must be. I don't think I'm necessarily right. This is a Falcon buck, and you can see if we rotate, the gap was there then too, right? Maybe it's just I don't know. Maybe I'm just noticing shit that's not there as always. But I've heard other people mention these things too. So
Yeah. Well, we'll see. That's all we can do is wait and get figures and see.
yeah.
Well, all right, folks, we are going to get out of here. Been at it for 3 hours and 45 minutes. So still got 28 folks watching between me and Crow. So hit
Appreciate
that
y'all.
like on the way out. If you haven't already, would be much appreciated. Helps out in that algae rhythm. And that's all we got for you guys tonight. So we will see you in the chats. Thanks for tuning in. And let me find it and run it. I'll give you this.
Cheers.